$2 billion in taxes onto the owners of those less expensive homes. It's the second recent study to highlight the flaws in Assessor Joe Berrios' operation, and it comes just days before he faces two opponents in the Democratic primary. Berrios has promised to fix the problems with home assessments. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
Illinois lawmakers say Governor Rauner's latest proclamation that all options are on the table for the Quincy Veterans Home is confusing. Governor went to Quincy once again yesterday to tell reporters and veterans who live there that he's trying to end the Legionnaire's outbreak that has killed 13 and sickened dozens of others. The governor yesterday talked of building a state-of-the-art new building or buying a nearby nursing home, but apparently talked with other options with lawmakers last month. State school officials are assuring local administrators that the state is on track to begin distributing additional state money next month. The additional $350 million is being doled out under a new formula that targets districts serving low-income families. Federal prosecutors now want a judge to rely on the law, not on rules written by congressmen for congressmen when dealing with former Congressman Aaron Schock, the Republican from Peoria. The Justice Department filed a response this week to Schock's lawyers, who say prosecutors are beyond their scope in trying to charge Schock with a crime for how he reported campaign and congressional expenses. Mayor Emanuel says that Chicago is pulling out of consideration to host any games for soccer's 2026 World Cup because it will put taxpayers at risk, and Chicago is not alone. The city says FIFA, soccer's governing body, could not provide certainty that Chicago taxpayers would not end up footing the bill for games if other funding fell short. But again, Chicago is not alone. Minneapolis and Vancouver yesterday both withdrew their entries to host games. Chicago sports found Antonio Blanky making 2 of 3 free throws with about 2 seconds left. That iced a Bulls win over the Grizzlies on the road, 111-110. Chicago hosts the Cavs tomorrow night while the Jets explode for 5 goals in a 6-2 win over the Blackhawks. Cubs gave up 2 in the ninth, and they lose to the Diamondbacks. Bears sign outside linebacker Aaron Lynch to a 1-year deal. He had 6 sacks in San Francisco. Chicago also re-signed punter Pat O'Donnell. The news, a service of Indeed.com. Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort and review and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire. 5:07. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
He's one of the sharpest conservative minds in Illinois. He has years of experience as a political strategist and pundit, including his own run for governor. And on Thursday, March 22nd, AM 560's Dan Proft will go head-to-head with Donna Brazile, one of America's most powerful Democrat leaders. It's Beyond the Talking Points with Dan Proft and Donna Brazile, moderated by Bruce DeMont, host of Beyond the Beltway. Get your tickets at 560theanswer.com/beyond. Sponsored in part by Permaseal Basement Systems.
The expensive mattress you're considering buying is a waste of money because it isn't customized to you. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, the only place to get a customized mattress starting at just $600. Just go to HelixSleep.com, fill out our 2-minute sleep survey, and we'll design a mattress made just for you with a 100-night sleep trial and financing as low as 0%. For a limited time, get $50 off your mattress order when you go to HelixSleep.com/talkradio. That's HelixSleep.com/talkradio.
People make your business work. But how do you find the right talent? ZipRecruiter. One click posts your job to over 100 top job boards. Then, smart matching technology instantly alerts quality candidates about your job. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
To try ZipRecruiter for free, just go to ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio.
Can you feel it? Spring is in the air. Time to get out of hibernation mode and get organized for warm weather projects. Come on, you can do it. A spring clean of your business or farm is just what you need to be ready for sunshine. And StoreLock can help. It's the best tool cabinet you'll ever buy. And 100% made in the USA. In Kankakee, with a 55-year guarantee from top to bottom. StoreLock is a modular, durable storage system with dividers, liners, and layouts, all made to order exactly how you want it. Each drawer holds up to 400 pounds and is powder-coated in-house with any color you want. It's fully assembled when it ships, so you'll get organized fast. StoreLock can handle any size room or facility. They can do systems for airline hangars to fire departments to modular workstations for your shop. Anywhere you need quality storage that will last a lifetime at a factory direct price. Get organized today. Call Mike the owner personally at 1-800-STORLOC. That's 1-800-STORLOC. And check out StoreLock.com for upcoming events.
5:10. Let's get an update on the roads. And you do not want to get this gentleman upset this morning. Just so you know, I have Butler and Purdue meeting in the second round.
Very good.
Get that out of the way right away. So the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center runs smoothly this morning, Jim.
They'll have their hands full with those Arkansas Hogs today, but it should be a good one. And if they play Purdue, well, Eddie bar the door. Right now, we have delays on the Bishop Ford Freeway outbound from 154th to 159th Street. There's a crash there. 2 right lanes are blocked. Looking at about a 3-minute delay. Inbound is still looking good, though it's starting to get a little heavier now as the morning rush kicks into gear. Other expressways and tollways are fine for now. You will plenty of people downtown this weekend for tomorrow's Dying of the Chicago River. The St. Patrick's Day Parade steps off at noon on Columbus and Grant Park. There will also be St. Patrick's Day parades in Lake Villa, McHenry, and Palatine. Also in Crown Point on Saturday. Then Tinley Park has one on Sunday. There will concert traffic tonight around the United Center and around Allstate Arena. Traffic is a service of Firestone Complete Auto Care. Firestone Complete Auto Care has got more than 4,000 ASE certified technicians to keep cars running newer, longer. Come in for the Epic Sales Event to get $100 off any purchase of $500 or more. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Visit driveafirestone.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Jim, thank you. Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Partly sunny day, high 38. Cloudy night with a bit of late night rain and sleet. Watch for icy spots, low 31. Tomorrow, clouds followed by some sun, high 46, and a clear night, low 30. Then Sunday, partial sunshine, high 55. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 30 at O'Hare, 30 along the lakefront. And good morning, Aurora. You have 24. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Lou Bridges Show. Get foreclosure defense solutions that may save your home. Saturday mornings at 8 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy, and that's why it's one of the 2 best days in sports every year. Yesterday, the Loyola Ramblers.
Awesome. I watched the entire game with Peyton and Eli, and we were screaming, jumping up and down.
The Bennett coached Loyola Ramblers. All right, they're down 1. Give the ball to Dante Ingram.
First free throws today.
Get the ball to Dante Ingram. Get the ball to Ingram.
One timeout, they don't take it. And the Ramblers are moving on.
How awesome is that? How awesome
was the
is
best.
that?
And everybody, Sister Jean, hashtag Sister Jean, she's the team chaplain. She's been there for, 15 seasons.
98 years old.
She's 98 years old. Yeah, 98 years young, Dan.
Of course.
And it was all because of her prayers.
When we were in the locker room ahead of the game, we just knew that we would do this. Our team is so great, and they don't care who makes the points as long as we win the game. And I said we want to get the big W up there, and we did.
Sister Jean has her own theme music. Did you hear that?
That follows her. The music follows her
It's like,
wherever
I'm gonna
she
get
goes.
you, sucker.
Yeah, but I don't know if you saw the bars around Loyola, but they were packed.
I'm just so proud of the team. We've been watching them. We're seniors, so 4 years now, and they're doing it. They're doing great, so we're really excited.
Yeah, okay, you don't know anything.
Wait.
I got it.
Oh, no. Oh, that is so rude.
We're doing great, and I'm so excited.
Everything's going well.
Yeah.
Give Dante the ball.
Great perspective.
Oh, no, and this is investigative reporting type questions. John Garcia,
Yes.
good friend of mine. Who's going to win on Saturday?
All right, now give me a prediction for Saturday. They're going to take on Tennessee.
Oh, they're gonna win.
No doubt. They're on a roll.
No doubt. Go team.
Go team.
It's that type of in-depth fan reporting that I love from John Garcia.
And, boy, that was a great get because I was a very knowledgeable fan. Go team.
Oh, yeah, here we go. This might be, oh, yeah. No,
Ramblers,
Ramblers.
Loyola, maybe. Any more specific?
It's so hard to believe, but so excited. We're, again, so proud of them.
Yeah, I get it.
Go
You're
Ramblers.
drunk. I get it. All right. Okay, that's better. All right. Now, here locally in the studio, isn't this always the way? The people that know the most about basketball
Are doing the best in the brackets.
are doing the worst.
Doing the worst.
Mike Scott
Yeah.
And Dan Proft.
Excuse me,
are
I've been
fifth and
coaching
sixth,
basketball.
respectively.
First of all, don't say I don't know basketball. I played for 6 years, and I've been coaching for 4.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't have the best season, but last year we went to the championship. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, well, don't say I don't
So
know about
Fred-
stuff about basketball.
Fred Hoiberg's a coach, too. He doesn't know anything about basketball.
But he was a great player at Iowa State.
Trashing the mayor so early in the
Yeah.
morning.
I'm sorry, and somebody's jealous because look who's number 1. Oh, looky.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy Jacobson, and Keith Conrad. Keith Conrad.
Combined, the two of you could not name more than 3 college basketball players. Am I right?
Combined?
Am I right? I'm getting a death stare from Keith. I want to hear names.
I know Dante.
Tough.
I know.
You know Dante Ingram, whose name I just said?
Well, no, because I met him last night when he
made the three.
when the Hail Mary shot.
Okay, now here's
Wasn't a Hail Mary shot.
Well, it was far past the 3-point line. It was a great shot. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was,
And the
it was
big
an
guy-
open three.
the
He
big
knocked
white
it down.
guy, but seconds before the big white guy down low, he got fouled, and the ref did not call it.
Stop your cry, baby.
He did.
Come on, Coach. Come on, Coach. Let him
Give me-
play.
Let him play in the last 10 seconds.
No,
Golly.
that's when you have to wake up the most. Like be on your toes as
The
a
last
referee.
10 seconds.
This is like doing
Hey.
this with Coach K. It's
Yeah,
like a
this is
coaching
Coach
clinic
K.
here.
I had Coach K going out. I didn't think they would actually. Didn't think Duke would actually be into this season. I thought that Iona would take him down.
You had Iona beating Duke?
I did. Every once
Yeah.
in a while I'll pick against Duke because I just don't think they care enough. And this was one of those years.
Oh, maybe Mike Scott doesn't know anything about basketball. I was wrong.
No, see, well, another.
I can't stand Duke either, so
Well, neither can I.
I pick against him
I
when
got
I can.
Duke winning the whole thing.
I got a little. Yeah,
Come
Duke, well,
on.
Duke could
Really?
I do.
would be a favorite. They're in Vegas favorite.
Oh, so
to
now
win
I'm
it.
smart again.
No, you're not. No, you're just obvious.
Who
You're
took
just
Rhode
like
Island
whatever.
though? Who has Rhodey going
I
on?
know.
put Rhode Island.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you like the uniforms.
and because
Oh,
you,
and you know what? Their mascot is really dreamy, and the cheerleaders are
their
fantastic.
What is their mascot?
The mascot's a ram.
It's a ram.
It is a ram.
You're in love with a ram?
Oh, I love rams.
Yeah.
They're hot.
Greek mythology.
And also, you don't like Trey Young, who's one of the best college basketball players. You don't want to see him continue on in the tournament, the leading scorer in the nation. Nice job.
No.
Nice job.
All right, but here, Buffalo. Who watched the Buffalo Arizona game?
Didn't watch it, but I picked Buffalo.
Oh,
that was
you
a good
did.
pick.
Good for
Arizona's
you.
weak.
They lost by 21
Arizona
points.
is weak.
I mean,
They got blown out.
they didn't just lose, they got killed. But Buffalo, first time ever in the tournament, first time ever winning too. The players after the game, you probably won't laugh, but I thought this was funny because they took President Obama to task for his bracket for not picking Buffalo.
I seen that President Barack Obama, he picked Arizona to beat us. And I just want to say, President Obama, I'm sorry, but I had to. Should have chose the handsome guys.
The three of them walk out, and they said, you should have chose the handsome guys.
Follow-up question. Do you know who the president is at present? Okay.
Well, Trump didn't fill out a bracket.
No, I know, because he's the president. He's
Right.
not a celebutant. But here's the thing about this. I know you're off to an early lead, you and Keith. But the key is to not lose games in the second round, or to not lose teams in the first round who are Sweet 16 and Elite 8 teams.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the tip.
Well, Keith's kind of sneaky, so he has analytics on his side. His dad is a NASA rocket scientist, so we'll see how he does.
Of a rocket scientist.
We'll see how he does in the second round.
You don't think I applied algorithmic modeling to my picks?
Of course you did. Where I just care about team colors. Yee. Tennessee, though, on Saturday, who's got that? Because I don't have Loyola beating Tennessee.
Really?
No.
No, I do.
Oh, look
I
at
do.
Well, you also had Iona beating Duke.
Yeah, I did.
Iona beating.
Sorry to mislead everybody.
Yeah.
Iona beating.
Tennessee.
Let me just let that sink in.
Tennessee's a tough matchup.
Well, do you know how many times Duke has lost in the first round to a 15 seed?
No idea.
Not
Okay,
many.
all right.
Not many.
I think twice, right?
Well, it's Arizona. That's pretty much an anomaly last night. They normally go far in the tournament.
No, they don't. They usually underperform.
They always win the first round.
Arizona's, but they're overseeded. They're always overseeded.
They are overseeded coming out of the pack. When Lute was there, they were overseeded, but they always exceeded expectations with Lute Olson with a shaky coach and a program under fire right now. It's no surprise they lost.
And Kansas too is always overseeded.
Usually. Yeah, again, another Illinois coach who went on to bigger and better things.
And Lon Kruger got knocked out too. You anti-Illini-ite, Amy.
Later, he gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up next on Chicago's Morning Answer, it has been released, the Parkland video. Does it change your mind about how police perform? But first, here's your forecast. Colder with some sunshine, a high of 38. We have about 31 degrees right now at O'Hare. And then your weekend looks like this. Tomorrow for the St. Patrick's Day parade, you're going to have clouds giving way to some sun, a high of 46. And on Sunday, looky here, huh? Make it tea time. Partly sunny, warm, a high near 55 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Big Butler hottie here, Jim Telemontes, and the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
All right, good morning. Bulldogs play today against Arkansas. Should be a good one. The Bishop Ford Freeway outbound. And in Amy, we've got delays. That's right, outbound this morning. 154th to 159th. It's because of a crash. 2 right lanes are blocked. Even though traffic's still moving pretty well. On the outbound Orion, there's road work, 87th, split in the 3 left lanes. Might slow down a little bit there. Otherwise, right now, things are looking pretty good. Perhaps everyone catching up on a little bit of sleep after the big dance yesterday. Chicago St. Patrick's Day Parade is tomorrow, kicking off at noon on Columbus in Grant Park. And the Dying of the River happens earlier in the morning. So you have a lot of people downtown, especially if the weather's decent. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Highland Park Ford Lincoln's in the house. Here's Alan Marty.
For 30 years, we've been making people happy with incredible deals and service.
We're the best Ford Lincoln dealers in town.
Because making people happy makes us happy.
No doubt. This is one happy place.
Heck, we just break into dance all the time.
We don't break into dance at the dealership.
Sure we do.
No, we really don't.
We could. Come on, Marty, dance with me.
The Highland Park Ford Lincoln Superstore. Call 1-800-984-9000 or go to alanmarty.com.
Admit it.
Okay, you're a lovely dancer.
Thank you. This is Alan Marty. Deal with us.
Hey, Craig and Leslie here from In the Know. Leslie, people have spring fever. Consumer confidence is up, and that means spending. We want folks to enjoy what they've worked so hard for, but don't forget...
Craig, are you trying to tell me something? I know. Retirement's right around the corner.
Listen, a new season is time for regrowth and building on what you already have. You don't need to do it alone if you have Wealth Management Group at your side.
Spring into action and make Wealth Management Group your go-to partner. And listen to In the Know Sunday mornings at 10 right here on AM 560, The Answer.
If you're aged 59 and a half or older with the 401k plan and still working, stop what you're doing and call Arlington Capital Management at 855-471-5796. They'll help you actively manage your 401k, show you strategies to avoid major declines, and capitalize on opportunities. There are benefits with age, and this is one of them. At 59 and a half, you're entitled to new opportunities in the investment world that can dramatically improve your results and even lower your fees. Call 855-471-5796 5796 now and take the first step toward getting more out of your retirement assets. The team at Arlington Capital Management proactively explores the market, our economy, and all of the variables that offset your investments. Call 855-471-5796 now for a complimentary consultation. That's 855-471-5796 or visit arlington-capital.com. You worked hard to accumulate your nest egg. Now, it's time to put your money to work for you.
If you still haven't purchased the very best pillow, of course I'm talking about MyPillow, the 4-pack deal is back. So I strongly urge you to go online or call now to make sure you take advantage of this great deal. A great night's sleep is so important, so give yourself the gift of a great night's sleep by ordering a MyPillow. By using the promo code Amy, you'll get the absolute best deal available anywhere. The MyPillow 4-pack deal includes 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows at 50% off. I love that I can move the fill to get the support I need, regardless if I sleep on my back or side. I never wake up with a stiff neck or headache. And MyPillow is made in America, washable and dryable, hypoallergenic, and has a 10-year warranty plus a 60-day money-back guarantee. So get your 50% off the 4-pack by calling 800-489-0201, use the promo code Amy, or visit MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
Hear that? That's the sound of a quality solid door from Competitive Door and Supply Company. Doors that serious contractors use for everything from hospitals to schools to warehouses. Not the hollow stuff you find at the big box home improvement stores. Solid core wood doors made out of oak and birch, steel doors, and custom orders ready for installation. Call Competitive Door and Supply Company, 708-366-0194. And for a limited time, get free delivery.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
AM 560.
The Answer. Dan and Amy, and this is important new research about millennials. If there's a millennial in your life, whether you want that millennial in your life or not, perhaps you have to interact with them at work. Well, a study...
Perhaps there's one living in your basement.
Sure.
That won't move out.
A study carried out by First Direct Bank and psychologist Dr. Olive Robinson across the pond aimed to look at millennials struggling to cope with respect to financial, career, and personal pressures. 25 to 35-year-olds we're talking about here. You know, kids. Just snot-nosed 25 to 35-year-olds. Analyzing 2,000 Brits, the study found financial difficulties the biggest single cause that more than half of millennials are going through what is being now described as a quarter-life crisis.
Oh, so there's no midlife crisis anymore? Or do we still get to keep that, but now they've got a quarter-life crisis?
Yeah, you still...
It's called being in your 20s. What's a quarter-life crisis?
You're 50-year-old, if you're 50-year-old, 55-year-old, you can still buy your Corvette and you know, demonstrate to everybody that you're still looking for identity in your golden years. But this is, quarter-life crisis. Trying to find the right job, work in a challenging job, trying to get on the property ladder, and also being in the right relationship. Those are the pressures. The pressures of millennials.
Kids.
There's no question. Two sides of the quarter-life crisis. Because I know you're interested in digging deeper here.
I'd like to know more, Dan.
They're often feared as periods of difficulty and distress, reports the researcher, Dr. Robinson, the good doctor. But in my experience, they can also be times of openness, curiosity, and growth. And aren't those fun times? Here's the way to address your quarter-life crisis. And I suppose this would be applicable to your midlife
Binge
crisis.
Drinking?
That is not on the list, but I'm possibly.
Going out to find some tail.
Okay. All right. So got somebody going through a midlife crisis right here in the studio.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Stop comparing yourself to others.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's one.
Yeah, that's good. That's sound advice.
Take a step back and identify the root cause, the real problem. Hey, what's really going on here? Can we get real? Yeah. This is very Dr. Philian advice. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah, don't beat up on yourself too much.
Yeah, if there's one thing millennials are notorious for, it's being too other-regarding, being too tough on themselves. Okay, doctor. And talk to other people. It's important to discuss feelings of discontent. Talk to others about
Talk to other
certain
people
issues.
while you're at the bars finding tail.
Or playing Fortnite with some Scandinavian chick in Lakeview.
Oh.
That's not talking.
Peyton did so well yesterday on Fortnite that some big vlogger picked it up, and now it's going viral, which I don't even know what that means.
That sounds almost criminal. I don't.
Well, no, because they sometimes. So Peyton will be playing, and Eli will be recording him playing, and he had a great kill yesterday or something. And some YouTuber and then a vlogger picked it up and put it on their stuff.
You must be very proud.
He was very proud of himself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We're going to get to that Parkland video that was finally released by the Broward County Sheriff's Office at 5:38.
And later, Southwest takes the baton for a PR blunder when they kick a family off a flight. But first, into the newsroom we go.
They have a French bulldog?
No. Too soon. First, let's check in with Mike Scott.
A bridge collapse near Florida International University. 29 degrees at 5:30. Police and rescue crews are leaving the scene this morning, and reconstruction crews are headed to Florida International University this morning after that bridge collapse, a pedestrian bridge that fell onto a roadway below, leaving several dead.
We have located up to 4 victims. 4 deceased.
And nearly 1,000 tons of concrete crushed cars yesterday afternoon. Crews working to see if there is anyone else trapped underneath. Apart from the deaths, there were also at least 9 hospitalized with serious to critical injuries. That bridge was installed just a few days ago using a method called accelerated bridge construction. That involves workers building much of the span off-site and then swinging it into place after construction. U.S. defense officials say a Black Hawk helicopter has crashed in Iraq. The chopper went down near the Syrian border with as many as 7 on board. The White House is pushing back on reports that the president has decided to fire National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders tweeting out she's spoken with the president and McMaster, and they continue to have a working relationship. White House Press Secretary Sanders saying the decision about whether to fire former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe just days before his retirement is in the hands of the Justice Department.
But we do think that it is well documented that he has had some very troubling behavior and by most accounts a bad actor and should have some cause for concern.
The Justice Department's Inspector General is recommending that McCabe be dismissed. Settlements with the survivors of the Olympic gymnastics coach Larry Nassar may be paid in part by parents paying tuition at Michigan State University. Nassar was convicted of multiple counts of child molestation and was a physician at MSU during many of these cases. MSU interim president John Engler saying yesterday that bills crafted in response to the Nassar scandal are interfering with potential settlements and will likely force tuition increases on parents. Dante Ingram drills a three-pointer with less than a second left. Loyola, a stunning first-round win over Miami in the South region of the NCAA tournament.
And it was a great feeling. I thank Marcus, for making that pass. Any one of us could have hit that shot, but I was just fortunate enough to be in the position. And when I seen the shot and I had space, I was confident in it went in.
Ramblers play Tennessee in tomorrow's second round. 2 young children who went missing after their mother was killed in South suburban Markham are now safe. An Amber Alert was canceled after 3-year-old Lynn Roby and 2-year-old Jordan Washington were found safe at their grandmother's home. If you've ever owned a Snuggie, you might get a check in the mail. Makers of the famous blanket robe you've seen on television for years are being forced to pay back customers $7 million in refunds. Federal Trade Commission says All-Star Marketing Group duped customers with its buy one, get one free promotion by failing to disclose additional charges for processing and handling. Bulls winners over the Grizzlies last night, 111-110. Jets over the Blackhawks 6-2. Cubs fell to the Diamondbacks in Cactus League action 3-2. The news service of Indeed.com. Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with those candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire. 5:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
He's one of the sharpest conservative minds in Illinois. He has years of experience as a political strategist and pundit, including his own run for governor. And on Thursday, March 22nd, AM 560's Dan Proft will go head-to-head with Donna Brazile, one of America's most powerful Democrat leaders. It's Beyond the Talking Points with Dan Proft and Donna Brazile, moderated by Bruce DeMont, host of Beyond the Beltway. Get your tickets at 560theanswer.com/beyond. Sponsored in part by Upstream Ideas.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Over a half century ago, a respected firearms store started as a hobby to Mike Shrink. It now serves generations of customers. Of course, it's Shrink's Smoke and Gun. Customers love the family atmosphere and the largest selection of new, used, and consignment firearms in Lake County, including pistols, rifles, shotguns, hard-to-find calibers, collectibles, and even older functioning hunting rifles. Their on-site gunsmith services from simple cleaning to major repairs. Whether you're thinking about your first firearm or looking to add to your collection, visit Shrink's Smoke and Gun. And cigar lovers, you'll find your favorites in Shrink's humidors along with quality pipe tobacco. Visit smoketheletterandgun.org or call 847-662-4034. And check Facebook and Instagram for all the current specials on firearms, ammo, and cigars. Take a quick drive north to save on Cook County firearm and ammo taxes at Shrink's Smoke and Gun in Waukegan, your family-owned gun store since 1964.
5:36. Let's get an update on the roads this morning in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Kennedy outbound. It's stop and go from the Hubbard Street Tunnel to Ogden Avenue. Crash there in the left lane. It's 23 minutes downtown to O'Hare. Inbound still fine at 20. Express lanes are open inbound. Edens, the Eisenhower still look good. Inbound Stevenson, slow central to Kedzie. 38 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound fine. Ryan, 17 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 20 minutes, 8094 to the merge. Outbound 18 with a crash at 159th. Two right lanes are blocked. Tollways look good. No delays to report on I-80 or in Northwest Indiana. Traffic, the service of Firestone Complete Auto Care. Firestone Complete Auto Care has got more than 4,000 ASE certified technicians to keep cars running newer, longer. Come in for the Epic Sales Event. Get $100 off any purchase of $500 or more. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Visit driveafirestone.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Jim, thank you. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. We'll have a colder day ahead, partial sunshine, high of 38. A winter weather advisory going into effect around 11 p.m. tonight and heading into the early morning hours. Rain, sleet, and icy spots, a bit of snow mixed in, a low of 31. Tomorrow, clouds give way to sunshine and a high of 46. Currently, we have 30 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is powered by CharlesEquipment.com, keeping the lights on through the cold and storms of winter.
Let freedom ring this afternoon at 2 with Sean Hannity, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. And despite their best efforts, the Broward County Sheriff's Office released the surveillance video outside of Building 12 at the Parkland High School where the shooting occurred, of course.
It was 27 minutes long.
The media filed suit for the video to be released. The Broward County State's Attorney's Office, as well as the school district, had asked that the video be kept secret, not disclosed, but did not appeal the judge's ruling to force its release. I got to tell you, it doesn't, from my perspective, I don't know what you saw, Amy. It doesn't tell you a lot. It tells you that Scott Peterson was outside when he should have been inside. But other than that, and there's no audio,
Right.
So it doesn't give you a lot, does it?
No, and I was expecting, to have audio with that. But you can tell, I mean, he's just hiding behind this concrete pillar. And it's so frustrating because while you're watching it, you know what's going on inside Building 12.
Yeah, you see,
and that gave me a little angst. But the rest, it was just kind of a nothing burger.
Well, initially, you see when it seems like that Peterson and others became cognizant of what was happening inside the building because they kind of, at the beginning of the video, they kind of start to scramble. And then you see them sort of jog away, and then they're in a golf cart. Right. And so they're doing something, I don't know, to assess the situation, to try and find out where the shooting's coming from. It's not really clear. But then ultimately, at some point, we know while Peterson remains in outside the building for the next 20-plus minutes of the clip, there is a do not approach the 12 or 1,300 building, stay at least 500 feet away. Peterson was shouting as people screamed in the background, according to radio recordings that were released last week. So
I just felt when I watched it, there was no sense of urgency. You know what I mean? It was just kind of
I agree with that.
Instead of dashing and running, it was just kind of, let's get in the cart and let's.
Well, right, and you don't have obviously.
Let's go over here.
You don't have video of what's happening inside,
But they had to hear the gunshots.
No,
I mean,
no
there's
question.
No escape.
Well, no question. He made the radio call. Yeah, no question. So, but it's just, it doesn't tell you much. It just tells you that that Sheriff Israel already disclosed, that he stood outside the building, and that's really not in dispute. So I don't know that the video really advances the story very much, unfortunately.
And Mr. Peterson had police protection in front of his house, and I thought that when this video would get released, that it was going to be, he'd need more police protection, and I just think there wasn't a lot there. So I don't know if they have other videos. I mean, I know they have video taken inside the school, but I don't think that's ever going to get released. That's part of the investigation and part of the trial.
Yeah, well, right, and you don't want to.
I don't want to see
video of kids being gunned down, obviously. A related story, because of all these school walkouts in response to that terrible massacre in Parkland. Just in case you think these school walkouts are kind of sui generis, it's just a motivated, civic-minded kids driving this. Rockland, this is in California, Rockland High School teachers on paid administrative leave over her views about the national school walkout. The teacher says all she did was open up a debate about the politics of the protest in her classroom, but this is Julianne Benzel is her name. She teaches history at the high school. She says it was only appropriate to talk to her class about the politics of organized protests ahead of the school walkout, but the school disagreed with her views and told her to stay home on Wednesday morning.
Oh, that's not very open-minded.
Do you think? I didn't get any backlash from my students. All my students totally understood that there could not be a double standard, she said. But that didn't prevent her from receiving a letter from her HR department informing her she's been placed on paid administrative leave. But just in case you thought that people in charge of the schools, as I said, my immediate reaction to these 3,000 school walkouts was the main thing it tells you is who's in charge of K through 12 education in America. And this is another story that tells you who's in charge and who's not in charge and whose opinions, viewpoints are not welcome. This is about imposing orthodoxy. It is not about fomenting discourse.
And it wasn't all peaceful. I mean, in Tennessee, the students tore down the American flag pole. Well, they took down the flag and then they ripped up the American flag. I mean, if I saw kids doing that, I'd be like, get back in class right now. I mean, that's an example. And then there's other places, too. A kid who had a Trump shirt on and a Trump sign, and they were assaulted by students. I mean, and then some kids are shocked that they've been, get a detention, that they received detentions for leaving when they were told not to leave. That was in Pennsylvania.
So
it's just.
So then the media was covering these stories like, this is a dangerous thing. Like they cover Trump rallies. This is dangerous. The violence against Trump supporters, right? Did the media cover the story that way?
No,
yeah,
they didn't.
Right. Dan in Libertyville, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hello, Dan and Amy. I was in Northbrook last night. Nancy Rodering, who's running for Attorney General, had a meeting there, and she was pushing for more gun control, of course, and that's most of her agenda.
Mm-hmm.
I asked her, how is it that you can stand here and be so angry about the guns in America, but you were not angry? I hear no rage about the school who failed to take action against this killer, the police who had all of these reports, 31 visits to his house, didn't take any action against the killer, the FBI who had very detailed reports, and yet you think all you can talk about is the weapon. If you don't take care of the mental health issue, bad things are going to happen.
And what was Rodering's response?
Her response was that should be addressed, but these weapons must be taken off the street.
Right.
She is very staunchly against all firearms, semi-automatic.
Yeah, no,
she was bragging about how she won.
Yeah,
her case.
we get the North Shore drill up there. She's the mayor of Highland Park. Thanks for the call, Dan. Running for Attorney General. Yeah, she's not going to win. That's the good news.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
I'm looking at all these videos now that have gone viral of incidents of violence during the walkout. I mean, Nashville, Tennessee, New Prague, Minnesota, where a kid was beat up by 8 other students because he had that Trump flag. It's very uncivil. This was supposed to be a civics lesson.
Violence to memorialize people who are victims of violence. The irony is apparently lost on these kids. I'm sorry, policymakers.
Yes. Forecast, and you want to pay attention to this. Today it's going to be cold, mostly sunny skies, a high of 38 degrees. But tonight we're going to have a bit of rain and sleet late. So watch for icy spots if you're traveling on the roadways. And then the weekend looks like this. St. Patrick's Day, the big parade tomorrow. You're going to have clouds, little peaks of sunshine, a high of 46. But on Sunday, it's going to be great, partly sunny, not as cool, a high of a beautiful 55 degrees. Let's get into the alarm detection traffic center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Dan. Got a couple crashes right now. The expressway is Kennedy outbound. It's stop and go from the Hubbard Tunnel to Ogden. Crash in the left lane. Got about a 5-minute delay there. The inbound Kennedy's clear. Eden's good. Eisenhower inbound. Slow 17th to Harlem. That's a 2-minute delay. At Stevenson, you've got a 4-minute delay central to Kedzie. Ryan runs 19 minutes, 95th to downtown, up on 5 to 15. To Ford. Inbound, a 5-minute delay. Stony Island feeder to Ryan outbound. It's bottled up, 154th, 159th. 2 right lanes are blocked with crash. 22 minutes from Ryan, 280 94th. Tollway still good, northwest Indiana, fine. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements what we do each morning on this show. 60 seconds of sanity, commentaries from yours truly, 2-minute warnings from Pat Hughes. Our Heart of the Matter series featuring professional women speaking collegially about the important issues of the day. Follow the Logic Man on the Street series, as well as our long-form interview program Against the Current, this week featuring documentarian Eli Steele and his very provocative film about race in America called How Jack Became Black. And then our sister site, defendhomeowners.com. Get a free property tax report on your home. See how the highest property taxes in the nation are impacting your home's value. And you can also get updated information about home sales in your region. We've got 2017 numbers for most of Chicagoland. Check all the home value and property tax info at defendhomeowners.com. Everything else at upstream-ideas.com.
How you doing? It's Jimmy here from Zipa. Today I wanted to tell you about my efforts to achieve global elimination of snoring. It all starts with respect. Respect for yourself and respect for others. Listen, you think you're being a nice guy or a nice girl by letting the guy or girl next to you sleep and snore every night. It's the ultimate disrespect to have that happen. You wake that person up. You tell them, go to Zyppah.com now. ZYPPAH.com.
Why do we call it small business? Why not agile business, nimble business, dance circles around the big, bulky behemoths business? Ooma Office, the small business phone solution, has a virtual receptionist to direct calls to the right extension and a mobile app to help you answer while away from the office. About all that's small really is the price, starting at only $19.95 a month. Visit ooma.com, that's OOMA, or call 866-649-9377 to find out more. Ooma, the phone your small business deserves.
A storm is on the horizon, and you need to keep the lights on no matter what. Your business relies on the power being on 24/7. It's the lifeblood of your data and computer systems. Weather-related outages from the power company are not acceptable. Your need for a source of power that's reliable 24/7, along with round-the-clock service that can dispatch technicians to your site immediately, is mission critical. Your business needs Charles Equipment Energy Systems on speed dial. These are the big boys, not residential or solar, but reliable industrial generators for emergency backup or events. When you need more than a 100-foot extension cord plugged into a small engine generator, call Charles Equipment Energy Systems. They keep the lights on with rental generators for job sites or power outages. The storm season is here. Plan ahead. Call now to prepare generators for sudden damage and potential power outages. Call 630-834-6000. That's 630-834-6000 or charlesequipment.com. charlesequipment.com.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
AM 560.
The Answer. Dan and Amy, quickly, let's take our friend Greg in Schaumburg. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer, Greg.
One of the reasons why Catholic education always has to exist is one of my friends on Facebook posted that one of the administrators in Southern Illinois got the kids together for 17 minutes and said a prayer for each kid. That is perfect.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Greg. A lot of Catholic schools were doing similar. We've got reports of kids went to confession,
Yeah.
had a prayerful moment.
And a lot of kids didn't even know that they were going to this 17-minute walkout where they were supposed to hold signs. Like, my kids had no idea, and I had no idea. But Eli prayed. He said, Mom, I just prayed until the 5th grade girls next to him started the kick line.
Right.
Because that's no offense to them. They just didn't know. I mean, these are 8, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kids.
And because he prayed, he got an extra hour on Fortnite last night.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a good little man.
So you were mentioning off air about attending a consortium of thoughtful women talking policy and politics.
It's called Policy Circle, and Mrs. Ricketts, she's one of the founders, and there's different policy circles. Now they're in Florida. They're popping up all over the country, and we picked certain issues. Like last time we met about immigration. This time was about property taxes, but I'd insert myself and say, well, we have an election Tuesday, so why don't we talk about who we're all voting for? Half the group, Jeannie Ives, fans, or not fans, but they're going to be voting for her. Of the a fourth of the group pulling a Democratic ballot to vote for Chris Kennedy.
Yeah.
And to vote for the person running against Joe Barrios.
Fritz Kagi.
Fritz Kagi. Yeah, they're big, huge Fritz Kagi fans. And then the rest, they're Ronner people. And one woman's, I was sitting near, it's a conservative. And I said, you're a conservative? Do you know what Ronner did? He signed that taxpayer-funded abortion bill up to 9 months. So we're the only state in the country. So I just let people know the facts and let that, let them process that to see. Because if you're a conservative, I don't see how you could vote for Bruce Ronner.
No, the only voters that Ronner has left outside of his family are people on his payroll and people that are woefully, terribly uninformed. Because on the merits, you can't look at yourself in the mirror as a self-respecting conservative and vote for Bruce Ronner.
Another point of contention, they said, well, we don't think Jeannie Ives can win, in the general. And I said, well, guess what? Bruce Ronner is not going to win in the general.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know right now. So you can take a chance with the conservative candidate, or you could just keep the same old, same old.
It's real simple. The only chance Republicans have to win the majority in the House, to take out Madigan, to win the majority in the Senate someday, to win the governorship, the only chance is to stoke the revolt that is bubbling below the surface, just like has been visited upon all of our Midwest neighbors. And the only person who can capitalize on that opportunity is Jeannie Ives. And it really is just as simple as that.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
If you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, your dental health. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You hear a lot of people screaming at you about dental implants. Get it done in a day, or we can treat everybody, or hundreds of thousands of implants. Look, successful implants don't come from an implant factory. What you don't hear talked about is skill, treatment, and installation. These are what make for successful lifelong implants. And that's why you need to see Dr. Norouzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Norouzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants. You need the experience, skill, and honesty that 24 years of dental implants brings.
This is Dr. Norouzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics, 630-232-7400, 630-232-7400, or just remember, implantsforme.com, implantsforme.com.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Jeannie Ives might be Mike Madigan's favorite Republican. The Madigan machine has bankrolled Ives with thousands of dollars in shady labor union cash, turning Jeannie Ives into another Mike Madigan lackey. Listen to Ives defend Madigan.
Now we're going to call Mike Madigan a crook. Now we're going to call Mike Madigan a crook.
Instead of attacking Madigan's corrupt ways like Bruce Rauner, Jeannie Ives defends Madigan.
He's picking on Mike Madigan again. He's picking on Mike Madigan again.
Ives won't even commit to immediate repeal of the Madigan income tax hike.
You need legislator approval to repeal that, obviously, so you'd have to have them decide to do that, to repeal it, right? I can't guarantee what the legislator is going to send me in the bill.
Jeannie Ives, guaranteed to defend and defer to Mike Madigan.
I don't think that's any way to deal with the powerful Speaker of the House, Mike Madigan.
Paid for by Citizens for Rauner, Inc.
He's one of the sharpest conservative minds in Illinois. He has years of experience as a political strategist and pundit, including his own run for governor. And on Thursday, March 22nd, AM 560's Dan Proft will go head-to-head with Donna Brazile, one of America's most powerful Democrat leaders. It's Beyond the Talking Points with Dan Proft and Donna Brazile, moderated by Bruce DeMont, host of Beyond the Beltway. Get your tickets at 560theanswer.com/beyond. Sponsored in part by Permaseal Basement Systems.
5:57. Let's get an update on your morning ride to work. In the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. Bishop Ford Freeway outbound. Traffic is jammed solid. Sibley, 159th, crash blocking two right lanes. It's now a 10-minute delay. Inbound on the Ford Freeway, it's a 5-minute delay from Stony Island Feeder to the Ryan. On Ryan, it's stop and go from Stevenson to the Burn Circle. It's 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. The Eden still looks fine. Kennedy inbound, heavy out of the River Road toll. 22 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 23, still Washington to Ogden after a collision. On Eisenhower, 33 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 5 at 29. Stevenson, 40 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Tollways are good. Traffic. Service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only. Ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, partial sunshine, high 38. Tonight, cloudy with a bit of rain and sleet late at night. Watch for icy spots, low 31. Tomorrow, clouds give way to some sun, high 46. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 30 at O'Hare. The news a service of Lowe's. Pro customers at Lowe's save 5% every day when you use your Lowe's business credit account. 5% on all purchases in-store or online, subject to credit approval, U.S. only. 5:58. Here are the stories we are following on AM 560. The Answer this morning. Dante Ingram's three-pointer with less than a second left gave Loyola a win over Miami in the first round of the NCAA tournament, 64-62. Two young children who went missing after their mother was killed in South suburban Markham are now safe. Police say an Amber Alert was canceled after the 3-year-old and 2-year-old were found yesterday safe at a grandmother's home. State school officials are assuring local school administrators the state is still on track to begin distributing additional state money next month. Mayor Emanuel says Chicago is pulling out of consideration to host any games for soccer's 2026 World Cup because it may put taxpayers at risk. Bulls beat the Grizzlies 111-110. Jets over the Blackhawks 6-2. Cubs gave up 2 in the ninth in a Cactus League loss to the Diamondbacks. More Dan and Amy after Fox News. WIND Chicago News Time, 6 o'clock.
They're still looking for victims in Miami. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We can confirm 6 fatalities.
Alvaro Zabaleta with Miami-Dade Police says one of the 6 died at a hospital. At least 9 others were injured the day after a walkway collapsed down on a road, pancaking vehicles.
It's going to be a very slow process, again, because of the fact that we have a scene to preserve. This is an investigation.
And federal investigators are already there. Part of their job, what went wrong with the design or construction of the bridge quickly put into place at Florida International University.
This was supposed to be an innovative design. A lot of people were here celebrating on Saturday when this bridge that was constructed off to the side was swung around with big cranes, put into place. There was drone video going on. A lot of the students here, everybody was excited for it. It was supposed to be a very special project, and now it has turned into a disaster.
Fox's Laura Engel at the scene this morning. A U.S. military helicopter has gone down in Iraq with some casualties reported. Fox's Simon Owen monitoring what happened live from London.
Dave, U.S. officials say there were 7 service members on board and that rescuers are responding to the scene. Officials saying the Pave Hawk helicopter was in transit from one location to another when it crashed, but that there are no indications it was shot down. The US-led coalition against ISIS continues to work with local forces in Iraq and Syria to shore up the border region between those countries. Dave.
Simon, the White House is pushing back on news accounts of chaos and impending staff shakeups.
So there'll always be change, but very little. It was a very false story. It was very exaggerated and false story.
That's President Trump yesterday. There's a report National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster may be out soon, but Press Secretary Sarah Sanders tweeted last night she just spoke to the president and McMaster. They have a good working relationship and there are no changes. Fox News, fair and balanced.
He's one of the sharpest conservative minds in Illinois. He has years of experience as a political strategist and pundit, including his own run for governor. And on Thursday, March 22nd, AM 560's Dan Proft will go head-to-head with Donna Brazile, one of America's most powerful Democrat leaders. It's Beyond the Talking Points with Dan Proft and Donna Brazile, moderated by Bruce DeMont, host of Beyond the Beltway. Get your tickets at 560theanswer.com/beyond. Sponsored in part by Upstream Ideas.
A list of things that will let you down today. Your alarm clock, C-store coffee, public transportation, the office elevator, the sandwich you packed for lunch, the 5th floor printer, your cell phone battery, the shoelace you swore you double knotted, your hard drive, your backup hard drive, and of course, the weather. Brighten your day with something you can actually count on. GoToMeeting is the easy-to-use collaborative meeting tool that 18 million monthly users trust to help them get work done. To learn more about how you can meet better, visit gotomeeting.com.
Buying a new tractor? You owe it to yourself to visit your LS Tractor dealer. LS Tractors give you a lot more tractor for less money compared to other brands. For starters, LS Tractor comes with more select features as standard equipment. They make operating your tractor easier with better performance to get more work done quicker. Compare and you'll know who gives you more tractor for your money. LS Tractor. Excel in your field. Learn more at lstractorusa.com.
Visit Abbey Equipment in Streeter and get more tractor.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Liberal Erica Harold can't be trusted to protect our children. An NBC5 Chicago investigation revealed that, quote, Erica Harold said that she would place a child in the care of known child abusers. That's right.
Harold chose the child abusers.
Illinois families can't trust Erica Harold to be our next Attorney General. Child abuse is wrong, And Erica Harold is wrong. Our children and our state deserve better than Erica Harold.
Paid for by Citizens for Gary Grasso.
The expensive mattress you're considering buying is a waste of money because it isn't customized to you. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, the only place to get a customized mattress starting at just $600. Just go to HelixSleep.com, fill out our 2-minute sleep survey, and we'll design a mattress made just for you with a 100-night sleep trial and financing as low as 0%. For a limited time, get $50 off your mattress order when you go to HelixSleep.com/talkradio. That's HelixSleep.com/talkradio.
People make your business work. But how do you find the right talent? ZipRecruiter. One click posts your job to over 100 top job boards. Then, smart matching technology instantly alerts quality candidates about your job. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
To try ZipRecruiter for free, just go to ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT, giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. It's always interesting when the response to repeated catastrophic government failures is, the government's not big enough. Government doesn't have enough power. The remedy is to grow the size and scope and power of government at the expense of the citizen to government's failure to protect Americans, right? We've had a lot of discussion in the wake of Parkland and previous shootings about background checks. And then we find out in Sutherland Springs at that church shooting, the worst in American history, what happened? U.S. military is falling down on the job with respect to reporting incidents of criminal conduct or military transgressions of military law to the National Instant Check system so that, for example, the Sutherland Springs shooter would have been flagged, right? And we know that this is not a isolated incident, that there's systemic failure of armed services to report on members of their branch. That's a real issue. Here's another one. The Justice Department under Barack Obama directed the FBI to drop more than 500,000 names of fugitives with outstanding arrest warrants from the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. This is testimony from Acting FBI Deputy Director David Bowditch on Wednesday. Now, fugitives from justice are barred from buying a firearm under federal law, but the issue became the definition of fugitive from justice. There's a debate between the FBI and the ATF on what constitutes a fugitive from justice and thus necessitates reporting that individual to NICS so he can be flagged if he tries to buy a gun. The FBI considered any person with outstanding arrest warrant to be a fugitive. On the other hand, ATF defined a fugitive as someone who has an outstanding arrest warrant and has crossed state lines. The disagreement was settled at the end of Obama's second term when Justice Department sided with the ATF's interpretation, which is a fugitive for the purposes of reporting to NICS, arrest warrant, and has crossed state lines. That decision meant 500,000 fugitives removed from the NICS system. And now this is a point of contention. So, is this a kind of a process argument? Is this sort of a kind of bureaucratic nuance? It is. And it turns out to be super important, doesn't it, when you're talking about 500,000 fugitives from justice, however you want to define it. People with arrest warrants that are not in compliance with law enforcement, judicial authorities with respect to their proceeding, whether they're dodging in state or dodging out of state. This is a big issue. And just consistent with that, I mean, just to give you a sense of where the left is, where they kind of carry on about public safety and what about the kids. This is Kamala Harris, presidential aspirant and senator from California. During that same hearing where FBI Deputy Director David Bowditch was testifying, listen to this exchange between Harris and Bowditch, what Kamala Harris's main concern is.
I also have a concern when we talk about this of the impact of having armed teachers as it relates to African American and Hispanic students. And here's why I say that. There is an overwhelming body of evidence that shows that harsh disciplinary protocols disproportionately impact children of color. We know that in the studies that talk about what the rates are in terms of suspensions and expulsions from school. The FBI has done an extraordinary job, I think, of recognizing implicit bias among all professions, including law enforcement, and I would suggest that it applies to all professions. Do you have any concern about a policy that would result in arming teachers, and the concern that we should make sure that if something like that were to occur, that there would be training around implicit bias?
Senator, it's a good question. I never really put the two together, but I have not seen the document that you're referencing. I think whatever we decide, training is necessary on all fronts.
Oh, yeah.
The implicit bias training that we in the FBI administered, I believe it was 2 years ago, is actually very important for the organization as a whole, both internally, but also from the optics of the external as well.
Yeah, it's actually only important for the optics, Deputy Director, and you know it, and that's just complying with our cultural Marxist mavens like Kamala Harris, this implicit bias nonsense. Here's what Kamala Harris is saying. Let me drill this down for you so you can respond. One, we got a discipline in school problem. This is the same attitude that has taken place in Edina, Minnesota, where they've completely lost control of the schools because you can't discipline kids who behave badly. I don't care what their race is. This is about kids. This is about behavior. It's not about race. But they make it about race. That's the implicit bias cover story because that's what they do. They're race hustlers. They're race identity politicians. The same thing we talked about in Parkland. Another under-discussed part of this is the Parkland superintendent, and by the way, Chicago, Arnie Duncan ally, tells you everything you need to know, and that district not disciplining kids, taking on a approach to meting out discipline, which is to not mete out discipline. And this is, remember, Scott Peterson, the officer in question who didn't go into the building, when there were child welfare investigators that wanted to talk to him about the ultimate Parkland shooter before he became the Parkland shooter. Scott Peterson wouldn't comply with them. He wouldn't answer their questions. Why? Because we don't discipline kids. And so Kamala Harris is saying the concern she has about arming teachers is you could have teachers that disproportionately shoot Hispanic and black kids because of implicit bias. That's her argument against arming trained, qualified teachers who would avail themselves of the opportunity if it was provided. Is that a compelling case? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Are you worried about armed teachers indiscriminately shooting minority kids? That's basically what Kamala Harris is saying.
Well, I'm worried about, especially in those the tweenage years, when kids are mouthing off and if a teacher's upset. They're not going to shoot somebody because of the color of their skin. They're going to shoot them because they're mouthy. They're not listening.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't think, I don't want all the teachers armed. A few is fine. But, we've had 2 shooting accidents in the past week. In Seaside, California, an armed teacher accidentally, he was showing, his weapon, and it accidentally went off. I don't know how, hit the roof, and then ricocheted down. One of the fragments of the bullet, it's slightly injured. It was a surface wound. And then there was one in New Jersey where a teacher accidentally fired their weapon.
Yeah, well, you need
inside the school.
You need to be trained because I've been a gun owner for some time. I've never had an accidental fire. Right. So if you take it seriously and you're trained and you're responsible, yes, well, that's
I thought
that's a key
one
part
of them
it.
Maybe was doing that to prove a point that teachers shouldn't be armed.
Oh, you mean
because he was trained? That's why he has a concealed carry, and I thought,
it happens. This is not a world without consequences, and there are no panaceas. So we're proposing policies that provide the best opportunity to increase safety. It's not 100%. Nothing is fail-safe. Nothing is. The question is, what position do you want to be put in? What position do you want your kids to be put in? What position should the school and local law enforcement take? Not just with respect to arming teachers, okay? I'm talking about the whole thing. We're talking about discipline in schools. This discipline in schools is the two extremes. It's zero tolerance. If you draw a square root symbol on your test, you get suspended for drawing a gun. Or it's tolerance of everything. Is no matter what you do, particularly if you're a minority student, we can't discipline you because we have to make sure our numbers jibe, right? We have to make sure that we're suspending kids at equal rates across racial demographics. Well, that's idiotic. This is about behavior. It's not about race. If there's evidence it becomes about race, well, that's a different story. Two kids behave badly in the same manner and there's differential punishment, fine, then we got a conversation. But that's not what's happening. They're taking this as a systemic approach to discipline and education. Zero tolerance on the one extreme, tolerance of everything on the other. No human judgment. No human judgment. And the story of Parkland and so many of these other cases is failures of human judgment because our brains are turned off. We have regimes. We have guidebooks. We have policies and procedures manuals. We don't have people with synapses firing. And that's really the problem. Lewis in Texas, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Good. One of my concerns is not really the teachers actually, assaulting a student or trying to shoot a student with a weapon, but with kids today and the way society, views a lot of these kids as victims all the time. I'm probably more worried about a teacher having a legitimate concern confronting one of these kids and one of these kids trying to reach for their gun and starting an issue that way. And I think some of these parents, the way they talk, I think they may encourage their child to try to do something like that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe. Thanks for the call, Lewis. I mean,
the whole key is the kids not knowing which teachers are armed. Right.
Well, right.
I mean, you don't want to broadcast that.
It's concealed carry, although there are some states that are open carry. But yeah, it's concealed carry. It's, U.S. Marshal in a plane in plain clothes. Who's the U.S. Marshal?
I don't know. Well, we think we know. Melissa McCarthy knows if you saw Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Oh, she had him pegged.
Yeah.
And that was actually her husband in real life.
Is that right?
Yeah. The guy that she was harassing the whole time, and she was right.
They're a cute couple.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Biko. It's not his name. His name's Urko, but it sounds like Burko. The dog is back, and quite a costly mistake for United Airlines. Wait until you hear this story. Woo! But first, your forecast today, partly sunny skies, bitterly cold. No, it's not bitterly cold, but it is cold for this time of year. Only a high of 38 degrees. Then tonight, a bit of rain that's going to turn into sleet, so watch for icy spots. Weekend looks like this Saturday for the big St. Patrick's Day. Happy U-Day, you people. You're going to have clouds giving way to some sun, a high of 46 degrees. And on Sunday, partly sunny and a high of 55. That'll be nice. Let's go now into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Jim Telemcmonte joins us. Hello.
Good morning, Amy. Happy day before St. Patrick's Day. That parade starts at noon tomorrow, but the dyeing of the river starts much earlier in the morning, so you'll have good crowds downtown along the river. Right now in Waukegan, got a crash on Green Bay Road at Washington. Expressways aren't too bad yet for the most part. Kennedy, just 22 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. How about 20? Eden's a little congestion inbound approaching the junction, otherwise clear. Eisenhower, 34 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 30. Stevenson, 45 minutes, 355 to the drive. Ryan, 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, just 18 minutes, 80 to 94 to the merge, but outbound it's 25. The jam from Sibley to 159th crash, still blocking two right lanes. Tollways are all good. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Liberal Erica Harold can't be trusted to protect our children. An NBC5 Chicago investigation revealed that, quote, Erica Harold said that she would place a child in the care of known child abusers. That's right.
Harold chose the child abusers.
Illinois families can't trust Erica Harold to be our next Attorney General. Child abuse is wrong, and Erica Harold is wrong. Our children and our state deserve better than Erica Harold.
Paid for by Citizens for Gary Grasso.
Highland Park Ford Lincoln's in the house. Here's Alan Marty.
We're back on the radio and getting bigger than ever.
We're the #1 Lincoln dealer in town.
And Chicagoland's first ever Ford Lincoln Superstore, too.
Folks like our great deals, for sure.
Just yesterday, I got attacked by the paparazzi.
Really?
But I think the groupies are the worst.
Groupies?
All the Highland Park groupies we have.
Sure. Right, Al.
The Highland Park Ford Lincoln Superstore. Call 1-800-984-9000 or go to alanmarty.com.
Well, I have groupies.
A rich fantasy life is important.
This is Alan Marty. Deal with us.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because of my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
The following is a paid political announcement.
For decades, our country has lived through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. Our factories were shuttered, our steel mills closed down, and our jobs were stolen away and shipped far away to other countries, some of which you've never even heard of.
And who's responsible for those lost jobs? Career politicians. Senator Joe Donnelly profited from Mexican labor, and Congressman Todd Rokita and Luke Messer, they voted to fast-track Obama's trade deals. Donnelly, Rokita, and Messer let Indiana jobs go to China and Mexico and sat on their hands. We can't trust them to bring good jobs back. Businessman Mike Braun, conservative, Christian, Mike Braun will help President Trump make America stronger than ever before.
I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, we've got a dog update.
Yeah, well, which dog do you want to start with? Coquito? Or did somebody say Biko?
That's not his name, though.
Well, it sounds like Coquito, Biko. Poor Coquito. Quito, poor Coquito.
Denzel Washington called. He's upset and offended.
All right, Coquito's owners, still not taking any donations, wink, wink, nod, nod, from United Airlines, but two senators have come forward. Are you ready for this? It's called the Welfare of Our Furry Friends Act, or WOOF.
Brother.
They introduced a bill yesterday to prohibit airlines from storing animals in overhead compartments. Well, no, duh. United Airlines has taken their own preventive measure. They're now putting out those big orange tags. So if there's any animal carrier, whether it's a cat or a bunny or a birdie, Scott on the west side.
He doesn't need the overhead compartment. He's got his pants.
Then you'll have this sticker placed boldly on your the soft kennel bag that a lot of people use. So,
wow, another national crisis averted.
I mean, unbelievable that they
in the memory of what was the bulldog's name?
Coquito.
So this is the Coquito bill. I still don't get it.
It's a planned word. Oh,
no,
poor Coquito. Oh. Well, another dog update. This one's a better one because the dog's actually alive. This is awesome. Ergo. He's a 10-year-old German Shepherd who was accidentally flown to Japan when he was supposed to end up in Kansas City.
What's his name? Ergo. Well,
he's back.
How do you spell it?
IRGO. He's back home in Kansas City. If you saw the video, it was so cute. His tail was wagging. He looked great.
I'm just glad he's okay, and he seems to be in good spirits and happy. So that's all I care about right now. Just glad he's home.
It was kind of a lost in translation moment.
Well, yeah, but here the question, and nobody's asking, what about the Great Dane? So they went to United Cargo to pick up their German Shepherd, excuse me, and they were handed a Great Dane. So what happened to the Great Dane?
So what happened is in Tokyo, where Ergo was vacationing, he struck up a friendship with the Great Dane. They hung out. They did karaoke.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Had some sushi and some sake late at night.
And then at the end, Ergo whispered in the Great Dane's ear,
"It's time for me to go.
I've got to go."
All right, and go he did. Are you ready for
this? But
I
won't keep that. I won't keep that. That won't keep us apart.
So Ergo had no water or food for 16 hours because he was put on the wrong plane, sent to the wrong country. And we knew that because there was talk of him being quarantined for a few weeks and then being sent back. And then they said, no, we'll send it back right away. Are you ready for this? They flew the German Shepherd on a private plane. That's how he returned to Kansas.
We found out yesterday that he was going to be flying on a private jet just by himself because I guess there were some problems flying in the cabin. So it's just, we're just glad he's back.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I did a little digging. A flight from Tokyo or Kobe, Japan to Kansas City runs you about $139,000. Yeah.
So
costly mistake for United Airlines.
Well, so they didn't want to lose him again.
No,
so
they didn't.
Had the private jet. I mean, and plus, that's a pittance compared to their legal exposure on something like this. You ever put this case before a jury? And oh my gosh, United Airlines will be owned by that family.
He ran right up to us and just was crying and so happy. Yep.
Looks like those kids might be most excited, huh?
Oh, yes. Especially this one, yes. That's her Ergie.
Ergie. There you go. Ergie. We finally pronounced his name right.
Well, Ergo.
Ergo, is mixed. Yeah,
and
yeah.
And Ergie is like a
little nickname.
Yeah.
Like for Bunky, we call her the Bunksters.
Yeah,
the family Chunksters.
Yeah, that's dumb.
No, it's not dumb. It's adorable,
lame.
and my dog is cute, and the cutest bulldog in the world, I might add.
It's making me physically, almost violently ill.
But they are checking out Ergie to make sure Ergie's okay.
Yeah, well, we're going to go take him to a vet right now and just make sure. But as you can see, he seems like he's perfectly fine. So I'm just very happy about that.
No word on what compensation the Swindle family is going to receive for their situation. They didn't discuss it, but can you imagine being a dog? You're not flying first class. You've got your own private jet. There was the pilot, the co-pilot,
Dog's life,
and a flight attendant. On the private jet.
Sure, well, obviously.
I mean, excuse, Mr. Ergie. It's Ergo to you.
More steak tartare, stewardess.
There's one website that said he was buckled in. I mean, it's hysterical. What I would give to see a picture of him sit on a private jet all by himself.
What you would give to fly in a private jet all by yourself.
Exactly. I would have accompanied him. I mean, stamp my passport. I'm in.
But the Coquito, still dead, right?
Dan.
I'm just asking.
And they're releasing these home videos.
I want to make sure it wasn't a scam.
And the family pictures that they've taken with Coquito and.
Has the flight attendant been arrested yet?
No, but there is a criminal investigation that's underway because I on Twitter right away I said she needs to be charged with animal cruelty, but again she's still maintaining that the family never told her that there was a dog in the bag. But everybody disputes that was sitting there, that heard the dog barking, and they said there's no way she didn't hear the dog barking.
It sounds like a case for Bob Mueller and his team. Get to the bottom of it. Yeah, I don't trust local prosecutors. This is a special counsel type of investigation.
Where do you think the future of the WOOF Act, the Welfare of Our Furry Friends Act, is going to end up?
Magazine?
So it was Senators John Kennedy, Republican of Louisiana, and Catherine Cortez Masto, Democrat of Nevada. Those are the two who introduced the WOOF Act.
Yeah, those are serious people. That's what your U.S. senators are doing.
I mean, is that ridiculous?
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
A leaky roof is not good for your home or business. Need repair?
Call Crumweedy.
Call Crumweedy to fix your roof or to book your new roof now so you're ready for the storms of the new year. And get a luxury vacation for two, cruise or resort with a qualifying purchase.
Woohoo!
a great roof, siding, or windows, and a vacation.
This is Mark Olson.
And Greg Olson of Crumweedy.
A third-generation family business.
We're conservative just like you.
The difference is installation.
Hey, we know that. That's why we follow the manufacturer specifications, so your warranty is totally intact.
A lot of companies don't do that, and that could void your warranty.
Hate the high pressure?
Not from us.
We give you multiple options, then you choose.
A roof that lasts at a fair price.
We fix roof problems.
When your roof is needy,
call Crumweedy.
630-595-8020. 630-595-8020.
myroofisneedy.com. Hey, do it now.
Crumweedy. We fix roof problems.
Looking to refinance your existing home? Then you need to call Team Hochberg. Bill's family was cruising until he loaded $50,000 on his credit cards to cover expenses after his income was cut in half. Stressed out and living paycheck to paycheck, Bill called Team Hochberg for a free consultation. We consolidated Bill's credit cards into a 30-year fixed loan, credited all his closing costs, and reduced his payments over $1,400 a month. Bill was stressed out before calling and saved over $16,000 a year after calling Team Hochberg. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck like Bill and would like to see if refinance can lower your monthly payment, call Team Hochberg now at 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com.
Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois residential mortgage licensee 4358 and MLS 19186.
AM 560. The Answer.
Text from 847. The main difference, but the main reason the Ergo story turned out differently was that he didn't fit into the overhead bin.
True.
Maybe. Well, I don't know.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer,
We're going to talk to Roger Kimball, editor of The New Criterion, which is one of my favorite publications. He's written a column detailing Hillary Clinton's accomplishments. So she's going to be awarded the Radcliffe Medal on May 25th. And she's very humble. She doesn't like to publicize her accomplishments, so Roger Kimball's going to do that for us at 6:36.
but first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Apparently, the former presidential candidate broke a wrist in India, falling in a tub at a hotel. We'll follow up on that for you. We're hearing things from Fox News and other sources that are following that for us this morning. 29 degrees, and we're also watching developments as U.S. defense officials say a Black Hawk helicopter has crashed in Iraq. The chopper went down near the Syrian border. Miami-Dade police say the death toll is now up to 6 in the collapse of a pedestrian bridge at Florida International University.
It was determined by Miami-Dade Fire Rescue that they were going to relinquish their lead on the whole operation to the police department. So now this has turned into from a rescue to a recovery operation.
That's Detective Alvaro Zabaleta. He says they cannot release any information about victims. The Trump organization is being subpoenaed by the Russia probe, according to the New York Times, which says Special Counsel Robert Mueller wants to see some documents from Trump businesses. Ahead of St. Patrick's Day, the president says the U.S. and Ireland share a deep friendship.
Bonds forged through a very common heritage, shared values, and a united vision for a peaceful and prosperous future.
Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar joined Trump at that luncheon. Dante Ingram drills a three-pointer with less than a tick left on the clock. Loyola, a win over Miami in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Head coach Porter Moser says the unselfishness of his team in the final seconds shone through.
I mean, even when we were down 7, it was just about keep fighting. There's no quitting these guys. They believe, they share the ball. We had 19 assists, and a great example is that last pass to Dante.
Dante Ingram finishing with 13 for the Ramblers, who play Tennessee next. 2 young children who went missing after their mother was killed in Markham are now safe. Police say an Amber Alert has been canceled for 3-year-old Lynn Roby and 2-year-old Jordan Washington, who were found safe at their grandmother's home in Harvey. Federal prosecutors want a judge to rely on the law and not rules written by congressmen for congressmen. When dealing with former Republican Peoria Congressman Aaron Schock, the Justice Department has filed a response this week to Schock's attorneys, who say prosecutors are beyond their scope. Chicago sports found the Bulls winners over the Grizzlies. The Jets beat the Blackhawks 6-2, and the Bears have signed outside linebacker Aaron Lynch to a one-year deal. We're hearing from NFL sources that Saints owner and Pelicans owner Tom Benson has died at the age of 90. The news a service of Lowe's. Pro customers at Lowe's save 5% every day when you use your Lowe's business credit account. 5% on all purchases in-store, online, subject to credit approval, U.S. only. 6:34 is our time, and we'll have a check of traffic and weather for you coming up next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has advice for the Republicans as we head into primary season.
Here's my word to the Republicans, which is never listened to. They don't go on offense. Nobody's saying, I want you to understand what this vote, your vote is about. The Democrats are ruining the United States of America because they are now a left wing, no longer a liberal party.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Stop by a Subway restaurant for the new Double Meat Signature Wraps for just $6.99 each. Prices may vary. Additional charge for extras plus applicable tax. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub.
Did you know you could be paying up to 80% less for your family's medications? How? With GoodRx. GoodRx compares prices of every FDA-approved drug at pharmacies in your area and offers free downloadable coupons at GoodRx.com, so you get the best deals on all your medications. You'd be surprised at how much the prices can differ, even at pharmacies on the same block. Last year, GoodRx saved Americans over $2 billion on their medications. Just text GoodRx to 99,000 to learn how to start saving money today. Imagine paying even less than your insurance copay. GoodRx can sometimes find you medications for free. There are never any fees and no personal information is ever required. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions and save up to 80% instantly by texting the word GoodRx to 99,000. That's GoodRx to 99,000. Save today. Text GOODRX to 99000.
Message and data rates may apply. You will receive up to 4 automated text messages per month from GoodRx.
It is 6:36. Let's jump into the Alarm Detection System Traffic Center and the very latest on the ride to work this morning with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Big trouble spot remains the outbound Bishop Ford Freeway. It's jammed similarly to 159th. Crash cleanup continues there. An incident which happened earlier this morning takes 30 minutes to get from the split to 8094. Inbound just 17 minutes. And it's a Gapers delay approaching 159. I-57 is clear. Eden's inbound. Got a 5-minute delay from Toohey to the junction. Outbound, it's fine. Mount Kennedy, 26 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 12 from Montrose, 8 in the Express. Outbound, 21 minutes to the airport. Mount Eisenhower, 43 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound, 30. Mount Stevenson, 45 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan is 24 minutes, 95th to downtown. Tollway still clear. Traffic service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print marketing services purchase. You spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply. Staples. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. A colder day ahead for you. Partly sunny skies will top out at 38. Watch out overnight. A winter weather advisory begins around 11 with rain turning to sleet and later snow and a lot of icy spots as we head toward morning drive Saturday. A low of 31 and Saturday's high of 46. Currently 30 degrees. Next news coming up at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy every Sunday afternoon at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. And I'll tell you, I know the big story yesterday was Bob Mueller's subpoena of Trump Organization documents. But it seems to me that as this case limps along, even Adam Schiff, even the ranking Democrat on the House Intel Committee, Adam Schiff, Democrat who represents Area 51, even he sounds like he's losing a little faith in Bob Mueller to get where he wants Bob Mueller to go. Adam Schiff talking to Chris Cuomo on CNN yesterday.
We've learned a great deal about secret meetings the Trump campaign had with the Russians. We've learned a great deal about the Russians' use of social media. And we have been able to obtain a lot of very important information for the country, which you'll see when these transcripts come out, because at least some of the members, the Democratic members, have been very serious about this. And the other reason, Chris, is we can't simply rely on Bob Mueller, because his job is different than ours. His job is to determine who broke the law and who should be prosecuted and who should go to jail. It's not his job to tell the country what happened. And outside of an indictment, he may not be able to speak. That's what the Congress is supposed to do. So there's no substitute for Congress doing its job.
We make up the story, and we hope Bob Mueller believes it and throws some people in jail over it.
Yeah.
No. For more on the Russian narrative, as well as taking due notice of Hillary Clinton's latest award, we're pleased to be joined by Roger Kimball, who is the editor of one of my favorite publications, For the Enlightened American, Amy.
Oh, okay.
The New Criterion. I'm serious. It's must-reading arts and intellectual commentary. It's very good. He's also a columnist for Pajamas Media. Roger, thanks so much for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. I detected a note of skepticism in Amy's voice there.
No.
I'm very well read. I mean, my gosh.
She reads whatever I tell her to read. So Roger, where are you? You've written a number of pieces about this at American Greatness, amgreatness.com, and elsewhere. Where do you think the Russian collusion story, to borrow from Adam Schiff, is at present?
Well, I think it's in total shambles. At least it's, I was amused to listen to Congressman Schiff and that little clip you played, because the overwhelming, glaring outrage of this entire investigation is that there's no crime. There was no crime specified. Generally, when you appoint a special counsel, it's to investigate a crime. And I've read, as I'm sure you and your listeners have read, the enabling document signed by Rod Rosenstein, giving Mr. Mueller his marching orders. It's very broad, but there's no crime specified. And after nearly a year of dogged exploration on the part of Mr. Mueller and his team of 17 Barracuda prosecutors, what do we have to show for it? I mean, the original sin was supposed to have been collusion between the Trump organization, the campaign organization, and the Russians to influence the election. What do they have to show in that regard? Absolutely nothing. Zero. Zip. Nada. There's nothing there. So that story, in my view, is finished, although, of course, there is the embarrassing story of real collusion, real provable collusion between the Clinton campaign and the Russians through the intermediary of Fusion GPS and the anti-Trump spy Christopher Steele, who assembled a litany of scurrilous, unsourced rumors from people said to be close to the Kremlin about Donald Trump, which he provided for a hefty sum of money paid for by the Clinton campaign and the DNC as opposition research, which was then used as the basis for getting a FISA court to supply a warrant to spy on an American citizen, thereby violating his Fourth Amendment rights. It's really it's difficult to make it up. So I think what we've seen, all the indictments that have come down so far, involve process allegations, the allegation of process crimes that have nothing to do with the Trump campaign or Russian collusion, and everything to do with the kind of desperate attempt to find something, anything that they can pin on the Trump campaign. I suspect that what's going to be coming down the pike is some effort to find an obstruction of justice charge, although that's very difficult to imagine how that would work, because the only three things that I can see that would even come into the neighborhood of that would be the president's firing of Jim Comey, which he has every right to do, his saying to Jim Comey while he was still director of the FBI that he thought Mike Flynn was a good guy, or the third-hand rumor that he was thinking about firing Bob Mueller, which is totally unconfirmed and it's been denied by the president.
It's sort of difficult to have an obstruction.
Where's the obstruction?
Yeah, it's sort of difficult also to have an obstruction of justice charge when there's no underlying crime.
Well, exactly. Well, yes. I mean, one could imagine it, but here, I agree. So it's a very strange thing. I notice that Father's Day is coming up soon, and I urge your listeners to send Bob Mueller some fishing tackle, because that's really what he's engaged in. Is this extraordinary, I think unprecedented. I can't think of another example where a sitting, duly elected, democratically elected president is subjected to this level of harassment. It's really quite extraordinary. If it weren't for that battery of anti-Trump lawyers, I believe that all 17 of the prosecutors that Mr. Mueller has assembled, they're all Democrats, I believe. I haven't actually checked that out. Many of them certainly are.
Well, speaking of Robert Mueller, I mean, what did you make yesterday of the subpoenas that, according to the New York Times, Mueller issued subpoenas to the Trump organizations to see if they were related to Russia to get these documents? Is it more of a witch hunt?
To me, it's definitely a witch hunt. Now, I will say that it is conceivable to me that Mr. Trump in earlier stages of his life had trouble getting the capital he needed to conduct his business, and it is conceivable that some of the loans that he took out through the intermediary of Deutsche Bank were financed by some unsavory Russian characters. That is possible, in the past, but it has nothing to do with his presidential campaign. And I'm not asserting that. I'm merely, reporting a rumor that or a speculation that I've heard. That is, it's conceivable. I mean, he was a businessman. He was engaged in lots of things. But I mean, this is what when we hear a lot about the resistance, which is a nauseating attempt to elevate what is essentially an effort to engage in a kind of revolution against America, to a poaching on the moral authority of the French resistance in World War II. What they're resisting is the result of, as I was just saying, a democratic election. Their guy or their girl didn't win, and therefore they declare the result illegitimate. But I think for many of us, as we watch the Trump administration unfold and we see what I regard as really an extraordinary string of accomplishments, it would be merely amusing if it were not so contemptible. What we see around us is desperation.
Now, speaking of accomplishments, to show how even-handed you are, you wrote a piece at amgreatness.com, in which you reference the Harvard Crimson, and you read it so we don't have to. We appreciate that. Last week announcing Secretary of State Hillary Clinton would receive the Radcliffe Medal this May from the Radcliffe Institute for Advanced Society for her contributions and transformative impact on society. And you were kind enough, because the Radcliffe Institute did not list her accomplishments with any specificity, you cured that error by listing her accomplishments over the last, say, 40 years. And I don't want to steal your thunder, so please do list those accomplishments that qualify her for this award.
Well, it's yes. I mean, I have to confess that I don't read the Harvard Crimson either, but a solicitous reader sent me this news story, and so this is an award, mostly dedicated to women, although every now and then a male is awarded this prize. But it's supposed to be for people who've made significant contributions to our public life. Previous winners include some Supreme Court justices, Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Sandra Day O'Connor. The tennis player Billie Jean King, I'm not sure what her transformative contribution to society was, nor am I
beating Bobby Riggs.
Toni Morrison.
Bobby Riggs. Yeah, that was real. That match was not rigged.
Yeah, right.
I watched the movie. It was a great movie. You have to see it.
Not a documentary.
It was a good, yeah. Anyway, so anyway, they didn't say what Secretary Clinton's great transformative contributions to society were. They merely asserted that she had made them. So I did not, by any means, produce a complete list. I just picked some items off the top of my head, really. For example, the fact that she had failed the D.C. bar exam in 1973, which she concealed for 30 years. That when her first job essentially was working on the Watergate impeachment proceedings against Richard Nixon, and she was fired from that. And one of her co-workers described her as a liar, an unethical and dishonest lawyer who conspired to violate the Constitution and so on. So she's had a long tenure with all this. Her
jumping off point.
Every job she's got has been due to the power and influence of her husband, beginning with her job at the Rose Law Firm, which she got only after Bill became the Attorney General of Arkansas. So she's had what Betsy McCoy calls a coat-tail career from the very beginning. The corruption started early in the 1970s due to the intervention of their friend and donor James Blair, who was a top lawyer for Tyson Foods. She managed to transform $1,000 investment in cattle futures into $100,000 in just 9 months.
That is a great accomplishment.
Yes, it is. I wish she says she did it by reading the Wall Street Journal, but I actually read that paper, and I've never been able to do that.
Yeah,
that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah, no, it's. I remember somebody did the analysis of the odds of being able to do that, and it's something akin to winning Powerball. But
that's exactly right.
Yeah. Roger Kimball. He is the editor of The New Criterion. He's a columnist for PJ Media. His latest piece, Hillary Clinton, Pride of Radcliffe, is a fun read over at amgreatness.com. Roger, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Terrific. Yep. Nice to talk to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Keith Peters in for Lou Dobbs. Judge sets trial date for AT&T Time Warner takeover. Ford moving away from passenger cars in favor of SUVs and hybrids. Those stories next.
This is Jack from Banyan Hill. You like freedom? I do. You like money? I do too. If you like freedom and money, then you're gonna love Freedom Checks. You see, over the next few months, an estimated $34.6 billion is up for grabs to anyone who stakes their claim. Yep, you heard right. $34.6 billion. To get all the details, just go to www.myfreedomchecks.com. Thousands of people are already lined up to cash in. Take Doug, for example. He's a 46-year-old from Joplin, Missouri, who's set to get a check for $24,075. And if Doug can do this, I've got a hunch that you can too. But here's the thing. If you want a chance to grab your full share of this $34.6 billion payout, you must have your ducks in a row by April 1st. So don't wait. Get over to www.myfreedomchecks.com before the April 1st deadline. That's www.myfreedomchecks.com.
Opening arguments will be heard next Wednesday in a trial to determine if AT&T's plan to take over Time Warner is legal under U.S. antitrust laws. That trial expected to last between 6 and 8 weeks. Ford says it will mount a strategic plan to shift from passenger cars to SUVs and will also add more hybrid and electric vehicles as well. The changes are designed to boost Ford's price per share and its profits. Company executives expect the production line changes to fully take hold within 2 years. Economic reports on tap today, an update on labor turnover and job openings, the latest housing starts, and industrial production last month. Long-term mortgage rates fell this week for the first time this year to 4.44%. Please join us for Lou Dobbs tonight at 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. I'm Keith Peters for the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Guns have no moral agency. Predators hurt and kill people. Often they use a gun. Good guys protect people. Often they use a gun. When a predator kills with a gun, he is rightly called a monster. When a good guy with a gun fails to protect people, he's rightly called a coward. The very nature of the way we discuss an atrocity like the Parkland school shooting conveys our understanding that it's bad guys and good guys who are responsible for what they do, and not the instrumentality they use in their conduct. So arguing that the response to the deadly success of the shooter and the failure of the deputy sheriff is to reduce the number of good guys and their instrumentality choices does not logically follow from the accepted premise. And neither does the failure of state agencies locally and federally to exercise the power they currently possess make the case for expanding their power at the expense of our rights. No amount of emergency planning or algorithmic modeling or government power can replace the variety of human judgment calls that will be thrust upon a free people. The question then isn't what's in my holster, it's what's in my head and my heart.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Washington is full of career politicians. It's time we put everyday Americans back in charge of your government. I'm Dr. Suppan Shah. My parents immigrated here with nothing in their pockets. They worked tirelessly to give me the American dream. Now, as a physician and successful entrepreneur, I'm running for Congress to bring real-world experience to Washington. I will heal our broken healthcare system, bring jobs back to the 10th District, and then term limit myself and get out of the way for the next citizen legislator. I knew it would be difficult taking on the entrenched politicians. The insiders have come after me with everything they've got, even lying to scare you from voting for the only outsider and the only candidate born right here in the 10th District. Here's the choice you have: more of the same or a new path. You can vote for politics as usual or for common sense and real-world experience. Republicans, the choice is yours. I'm Dr. Suppan Shah. I approve this message, and I humbly ask for your vote so I can bring common sense back to Washington. Learn more at drshaw4congress.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because of my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Are you proud of the job Bruce Rauner has done? An income tax hike, property tax spikes, sanctuary state, radical left social policies. Are you proud of the campaign Bruce Rauner has run, telling lies about me, refuted by conservative leaders and even the media? We don't have to settle for Rauner's betrayals. Let's be proud of our party again so we can restore pride in Illinois. Don't be afraid to make a change. If you want a conservative governor, vote for her. I'm Jeannie Ives. I'm asking for your vote.
Paid for by Ives for Illinois.
Rome, the Vatican, the Sistine Chapel. Here's your chance to see it all, including airfare and a private tour with the Pope Sweepstakes at myvaticanvacation.com. And discover the history of the Vatican in the new CNN original series, Pope, the Most Powerful Man in History. Sunday nights at 10, Eastern and Pacific. For official rules and your chance to win, log on now to myvaticanvacation.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Open to legal residents of 48 contiguous states and D.C. at least 18 years of age. Sweepstakes ends 4/15 at midnight. Odds depend on the number of entries received. Sponsored by Grace Hill Media.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
AM 560.
The Answer. First free throws today. Missed it.
Give it to Dante Ingram. Give it to Dante Ingram.
One timeout. They don't take it. And the Ramblers are moving on.
Willed on to victory by Mother Superior.
Yes. Hashtag it's all about God. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Mueller goes fishing in a new hole. We'll ask Brett Baer about that at 7:07.
And later, your Loyola Ramblers move on and face Tennessee on Saturday. But now let's move into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
2 children who went missing in Markham are found safe. The City Aviation Committee is approving an O'Hare expansion plan. Bulls get by the Grizzlies while the D-backs clip the Cubs. Colder day ahead for us. WIND Chicago News Time is 7 o'clock.
It doesn't appear to have been shot down. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. U.S. Army helicopter crashed in Iraq, killing all on board. Fox's Simon Owen monitoring live from London.
Dave, U.S. defense officials telling Fox News 7 service members are dead after a Pave Hawk helicopter crashed in western Iraq near the border with Syria. The Pentagon saying the crash is under investigation, but as of now it does not appear to have been caused by enemy activity. This is the first deadly aviation crash for the U.S. military since efforts to defeat ISIS began in 2014. Dave?
Simon, 2 days ago, a Navy fighter jet crashed during training off Key West in Florida, killing 2 aviators. It's now 6 people dead in the Miami bridge collapse.
We'll do all that we can to find out how it happened and to make sure something like this never happens again.
Florida International University President Mark Rosenberg. The walkway had just been installed over a road over the weekend. Fox's Evan Brown live in Miami.
Dave, police have now begun a recovery, meaning they don't think anyone else remains alive to be rescued. But recovery will be tricky considering the bridge is not stable. Engineers are working with police.
It's that how are they going to approach this bridge in a tactical way where it doesn't harm the rescuers and at the same time, if in fact that there's victims deceased that are still trapped under there, try to maintain that integrity.
Miami-Dade Police Detective Alvaro Zabaleta. The bridge was still under construction and was designed to withstand a Category 5 hurricane, Dave.
Evan, 2 days after Democrat Connor Lamb declared victory in Pennsylvania over Republican Rick Saccone, who is yet to concede a re-examination.
Pennsylvania election officials will start reviewing the votes cast as well as any provisional ballots in Tuesday's special election for the 18th Congressional District. With absentee ballots counted, Lamb holds a 627-vote lead over Saccone.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Republicans had held that seat, and it was vacant. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
29 degrees, mostly cloudy skies in Chicago at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott, and yes, there was March Madness yesterday.
Here they come. One timeout. They don't take it.
Thanks to Dante Ingram, who drilled that three-pointer with less than a second left to lift Loyola to a stunning win over Miami, but not all that unexpected, 64-62. Ingram finished with 13, Clayton Custer 14 for the Ramblers, who face Tennessee next. 2 young children who went missing after their mother was killed in Markham are now safe. Police say an Amber Alert was canceled after 3-year-old Lynn Roby and 2-year-old Jordan Washington were found at their grandmother's home in Harvey. Their father, who is a person of interest in the deadly shooting of the children's mother at a Markham gas station, remains at large. Chicago City Council committees moving forward with plans to expand O'Hare. The Aviation Committee adopting an ordinance yesterday allowing for new lease and use agreements in order to pay for the proposed $8.5 billion expansion. After years of failure at eradicating Legionnaire's disease from the Veterans Home in Quincy, Governor Bruce Rauner says vets may have to be moved. AM 560's David Stewart.
13 people have died since 2015 at the vet's home, and new cases keep cropping up, even though Governor Rauner says the state did everything the CDC recommended. Under political pressure now from both parties, Rauner says the state's looking at buying a nearby nursing home.
We're also looking at the option of having modular homes, modular housing that are brand new, completely separate water systems as another option as well. And those two combinations together are something that we could get done in just a few months rather than years.
Rauner also says the state will hire a master planner to design a new facility that he says the federal government will pay for. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
Chicago sports. Bulls 110 winners over the Grizzlies last night. They host the Cavaliers tomorrow. Jets explode over the Blackhawks 6-2. Hawks are at the Sabres tomorrow. Cubs gave up 2 in the top of the ninth. Take a 3-2 Cactus League loss to the Diamondbacks. Bears sign outside linebacker Aaron Lynch. He had 6 sacks in San Francisco. And re-signed punter Pat O'Donnell. The news service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply at Staples. 7:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity is over the hypocrisy from Hollywood.
I see the Oscars, Jimmy Kimmel down 16%. All this, Me Too, Time's Up. I've never seen such hypocrisy in my entire lifetime. And the people of this country, they get it. Hollywood doesn't get it. People get it, and they're tired of the hypocrisy. I have never been to one of these events, and I can't be more proud of myself for having never gone.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Federal, state, and excise tax matters are serious and need to be addressed, not ignored. You don't need scare tactics to know procrastination can lead to severe consequences. You need a tax solution partner who will provide an honest assessment of your unique situation and help implement a strategy that fits your circumstances. You need Tax Relief Inc. They've helped hundreds of satisfied customers like Mary.
Through a series of unfortunate circumstances, I found myself owing over $40,000 in back taxes. Tax Relief Inc. was able to negotiate an offer and compromise for $2,400 payable in 3 installments. I never would have been able to reach a settlement like this with the IRS. Thanks, Tax Relief Inc.
Ready for your tax problem relief? Deal directly with owner Joe Shadle of Tax Relief Inc. No salesperson or middleman, just an honest, local, and dependable partner to assist you with the resolution of your tax matter. Call Joe now for a free, no-obligation consultation at 630-655-1040. That's 630-655-1040. Or go to taxreliefinc.com.
GoToMeeting is the collaborative meeting tool trusted by over 18 million monthly users. But how do we make the concept of 18 million more real for you? Well, if you wanted to travel 18 million miles, you could go to the moon and back 36 times and still have a few miles left over for a detour. $18 million could buy you 4.5 million non-fat iced lattes, which would keep you caffeinated from now until the end of your career. Or if you took 18 million standing desk breaks, well, you'd probably be in great shape. Visit GoToMeeting.com to learn why so many people trust us to help them get work done.
Buying a new tractor? You owe it to yourself to visit your LS Tractor dealer. LS Tractors give you a lot more tractor for less money compared to other brands. For starters, LS Tractor comes with more select features as standard equipment. They make operating your tractor easier with better performance to get more work done quicker. Compare and you'll know who gives you more tractor for your money. LS Tractor. Excel in your field. Learn more at lstractorusa.com.
Visit Abbey Equipment in Streator and get more tractor.
7:07. Check of the roads and the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Mike. Kennedy inbound. The delays are between Cumberland and the Burns Circle. It's 37 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 19 from Montrose, 18 in the Express. Outbound 25 to the airport. The delay from Montrose to Sayre. Eden's 23 minutes. Lake Cook to the junction. Outbound 21. On Eisenhower, 45 minutes, 390 to downtown. 31 from Manheim, outbound 32 minutes to 390. Down Stevenson, it is 50 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Got a crash before Central on the left shoulder. Outbound, it's 40 minutes. Ryan, 27 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 18 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Outbound 17 after a crash at 119th. Mission 4, 25 minutes, 80-94 to the merge. Northbound Lakeshore Drive, a little sluggish from the Stevenson to around Soldier Field. Northbound tri-state delays are from 95th to 75th, from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. The other tollways are clear. Northwest Indiana looks fine. You see very few flight delays in case you're traveling for the St. Patrick's Day weekend. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next, but first, your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Partly sunny day, high 38. Cloudy night with a bit of late night rain and sleet. Watch for icy spots, low 31. Tomorrow, clouds followed by some sun, high 46, and a clear night, low 30. Then Sunday, partial sunshine, high 55. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 29, next news at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy, and well, looky here. This just came over the transom. National Review, Jeannie Ives for governor.
Oh, so the National Review.
Editorial board, this is from the editor's editorial board endorsing Jeannie Ives for governor. Very much in keeping with the legacy of William F. Buckley. This is also consistent with National Review reporting cover story in December. Bruce Rauner, worst Republican governor in America. Among other things, Rauner's duplicity on the issue of abortion should be disqualifying to conservatives. And we recently had, this week on Special Report, they did a little piece. Mike Tobin, our man in Chicago in the Midwest, did a piece for Bret Baier's show on the governor's race as well, with just 4 days ago before the primary election. And we'll talk a little national politics with the anchor of Special Report, weekdays 5 p.m. Chicago time. Also the author of the book 3 Days in January about the Eisenhower administration. He's Bret Baier. Bret, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning.
Morning. So I guess we start with the big news on the special counsel front yesterday. That's Mueller moving over to a new fishing hole and issuing subpoenas for financial records from the Trump Organization. I know this is treated with breathlessness by much of the D.C. press corps. But how concerned do you sense the Trump people, the administration, is about kind of this never-ending story, at least as far as the Democrats are concerned?
Well, I think they'd like it to end, clearly. But as far as the subpoenas go, by all accounts, they've been cooperating, handing over documents. Sometimes it's a technical matter to kind of square the corners to get specific documents that they're looking for, but there hasn't been a resistance, from what we're told, to cooperating with the Mueller folks. So, how that's translated and what it means, there's, as you said, breathless speculation about it. But I do think that it is coming to a head. I think within a month or so that you're going to see some action. What that is, I think we have yet to know.
Do you sense anything with respect to Mueller? I know this is a tight-lipped operation, as well it should be, but I mean they're verging on the edge of parody in some respects. This Sam Nunberg character last week, George Nader, this Lebanese-American businessman and fixer, also convicted child molester, who has been brought in to potentially be some kind of source for attempted rigging of the election involving Qatar. I mean, this is getting a little bit fantastical at the expense of Mueller's credibility, potentially, isn't it?
Well, it's definitely going a lot of different avenues that I don't think lawmakers thought it was going to go. And that's what happens with a special counsel. Ken Starr started at Whitewater and ended up at a blue dress. So, you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I think that they're trying to follow the money and that there may be some concern about foreign influence, not just Russia influence in the election.
Well, do you think President Trump is going to actually sit down and have a discussion with Robert Mueller on the record?
I have a hard time believing that that's going to happen, Amy. I mean, there's all kinds of speculation that the lawyers are preparing for that possibility, but listen, it's not easy to keep President Trump on the script for a speech at the Chamber of Commerce in Pittsburgh, let alone with lawyers from Mueller.
And continuing on that thread there, the continued shakeup of staff at the cabinet level and the senior advisory level in Trump's administration. And he's been fairly straightforward about it. There's probably more changes to come. Is H.R. McMaster one of them? Is General John Kelly one of them?
The going bet is H.R. McMaster is next. But when next is, we don't know. There was a big pushback last night from the White House about this story in the Washington Post that he's gone and that John Bolton is in. Nobody is confirming that for us. I think it's a matter of timing, and it comes down to the president. He makes the final decision. If he doesn't like a story that says that something's happening ahead of what he wants to do, he could change his mind, and that's how this president operates. But here's one thing that's clear: he seems to be feeling empowered to surround himself with the people that he wants to surround himself with.
Do you think that the holdup with Bolton is that he won't shave his mustache?
Maybe.
Well, he doesn't
It
like
could be
facial
it,
hair.
I'm sure.
But what about Rick Perry then moving over to VA secretary?
I mean, these are all things that we've heard of. Perry apparently is happy at Energy, but we've heard that Shulkin is out. We've heard that Kelly is out, that Mick Mulvaney will take his position. We've even heard that Sessions is that there is a plan to remove Sessions. Scott Pruitt at EPA has been skulking around on Capitol Hill asking about the nomination process. Apparently Kelly called him and said, "Don't get your hopes up."
How emboldened are Democrats on the Hill over their Connor Lamb victory in Pennsylvania 18 on Tuesday, particularly as it pertains to the way they're going to position themselves on policy debates between now and November, most notably continuing with the remembrance of the Parkland students that were massacred and the walkouts this week, most notably on gun control.
Yeah. I think they're very happy about that win, but how many Connor Lambs are out there for Democrats, I think, is yet to be seen. The fact that Nancy Pelosi said that he didn't run against her when he had an ad specifically running against Nancy Pelosi was a little, interesting yesterday.
Wait, she said that wasn't me in the commercial. It's the R. Kelly defense. Yeah.
So, but and
different Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, and that congressional race. I mean, that district's going away too. In what next year? The district
Not
in
even.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, short of that. In fact, Rick Saccone, who is going to lose, even though there may be challenges and it may take some time, he's already filed for the district next door, the 14th district. So they could both end up being congressmen in the orientation line come January.
Oh, wouldn't that be a sight?
Okay. All right. He is Bret Baier. He's the host of Special Report, 5 p.m. Chicago time on Fox, of course, and pick up his book, 3 Days in January. Good read about Dwight D. Eisenhower. Bret, thanks so much for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Matt Damon staying or going?
I thought that was fake news. He's staying.
Which is the fake news? That he's moving to Australia?
Yeah.
Or is it fake
Reddit.
news that he's staying? Or is it fake news that he's moving in with Ben Affleck?
I don't know. Oh, what happened? Hillary hurt again from yet another fall. Which bone is broken? We'll tell you after the weather. Today it's going to be cold, partly sunny skies, a chilly high of just 38 degrees. Tonight it could get nasty around here. Rain that could turn into sleet late, so watch for icy spots. Your weekend looks like this. Saturday, Some clouds and sun, 46 degrees for your St. Patty's Day parade. And then on Sunday, partly sunny. It's going to be awesome on Sunday, a high of 55 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Dan. Northbound Tri-State, little slow now, 95th to 75th. And from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower at the northbound Veterans Memorial, 355. Had a brief slowdown, Butterfield to Roosevelt. Otherwise, the tollways are looking great. Eden's inbound, 21 minutes, Lake Oak to the junction. Outbound 24, Kennedy. 38 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 25. The Eisenhower, 50 minutes, 390 to downtown. 37 from Manheim. Outbound 31 to 390. Stevenson, 46 minutes, 355 to the drive. Crash before Central, the left shoulder. Outbound it's 40 minutes. The Ryan, 26 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 20 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ford, 20 as well. Northwest Indiana looks great. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
So you've heard me talk about Calitrin for the past couple of weeks, and every time I run into someone, they ask me, hey, Amy, does Calitrin really work? Well, here's the deal. It does, and it's not just about weight loss. You know, the weight loss part is great because it's a long-term process, not an overnight quick fix. And the weight will stay off because you're doing it right with Calitrin. But you'll feel great while you're losing the weight because Calitrin helps to rev up your metabolism. That means you'll sleep better and you'll experience less pain in your joints and back. That's what I've experienced after taking Calitrin for several months now. And you can get started with Calitrin today. Just call 833-TOP-LOSS. That's 833-867-5677 or go online to toploss.com. That's toploss.com, TOPLOSS.com. And when you do, make sure you use the promo code Amy to receive 10% off your order today. Again, that's toploss.com.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Liberal Erica Harold can't be trusted to protect our children. An NBC5 Chicago investigation revealed that, quote, Erica Harold said that she would place a child in the care of known child abusers. That's right.
Harold chose the child abusers.
Illinois families can't trust Erica Harold to be our next Attorney General. Child abuse is wrong, and Erica Harold is wrong. Our children and our state deserve better than Erica Harold.
Paid for by Citizens for Gary Grasso.
Hey, Craig and Leslie here from In the Know. Leslie, people have spring fever. Consumer confidence is up, and that means spending. We want folks to enjoy what they've worked so hard for, but don't forget...
Craig, are you trying to tell me something? I know. Retirement's right around the corner.
Listen, a new season is time for regrowth and building on what you already have. You don't need to do it alone if you have Wealth Management Group at your side.
Spring into action and make Wealth Management Group your go-to partner. And listen to In the Know Sunday mornings at 10, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
If you still haven't purchased the very best pillow, of course I'm talking about MyPillow, the 4-pack deal is back. So I strongly urge you to go online or call now to make sure you take advantage of this great deal. A great night's sleep is so important, so give yourself the gift of a great night's sleep by ordering a MyPillow. By using the promo code Amy, you'll get the absolute best deal available anywhere. The MyPillow 4-pack deal includes 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows at 50% off. I love that I can move the fill to get the support I need, regardless if I sleep on my back or side. I never wake up with a stiff neck or headache. And MyPillow is made in America, washable and dryable, hypoallergenic, and has a 10-year warranty plus a 60-day money-back guarantee. So get your 50% off the 4-pack by calling 800-489-0201, use the promo code Amy, or visit MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because of my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO.
and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
The following is a paid political announcement.
For decades, our country has lived through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. Our factories were shuttered, our steel mills closed down, and our jobs were stolen away and shipped far away to other countries, some of which you've never even heard of.
And who's responsible for those lost jobs? Career politicians. Senator Joe Donnelly profited from Mexican labor, and Congressman Todd Rokita and Luke Messer, they voted to fast-track Obama's trade deals. Donnelly, Rokita, and Messer let Indiana jobs go to China and Mexico and sat on their hands. We can't trust them to bring good jobs back. Businessman Mike Braun, conservative, Christian. Mike Braun will help President Trump make America stronger than ever before.
I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
If you have pain, I hope you listen up. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You don't need to live in pain. Let me repeat that. You do not have to live in pain. Chronic pain is the worst, whether it's from an accident or pain that just develops. Chicagoland, you're in luck. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the nation's most respected and successful pain doctors. He's been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times. Bottom line, he's the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido of Chicago Anesthesia and Pain Specialists will help you get off pain medication and all of the side effects. How? By finding the source of your chronic pain and fixing it.
This is Ken Candido of Chicago Anesthesia Pain Specialists. Let's make you pain-free.
Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain, and you could be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info you need at mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, I don't know, Page Six was reporting that Matt Damon is moving his family to Australia because of President Trump. But now Matt Damon's publicist is denying that Page Six report. So you believe who you want, but you don't have to be confused about where Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak stands.
On what?
Pat Sajak is...
he went to Farragut High School. He's a Chicagoan.
I know, and he's the last honest man in Hollywood. He is who Diogenes was looking for. Pat Sajak saying, it's time to take a stand, make a difference, so he's formed a new celebrity initiative.
Oh, really?
I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. Time to get involved, take a stand, make a difference, Sajak tweeted yesterday. In order to make a difference, Sajak announced a new celebrity hashtag campaign.
What is it?
Announcing the formation of Celebrities Who Mind Their Own Business. Hashtag CWMTOB. Rolls off the tongue. Join me now before it's too late.
Celebrities who mind their own business?
Celebrities who mind their own business. Gotta love Pat Sajak.
I told you the Matt Damon thing was fake news. Believe me.
I didn't say... I just reported
I
that
know.
you were on the phone. You've got a busy social calendar.
No.
But
I got sick kids. The flu's back.
Page
okay?
6 reported that it happened and that he's doing it. Page 6 reported it. And then Matt Damon's publicist said that report is not true. And, shame me if I don't necessarily believe Matt Damon's publicist doing damage control after the story's been reported.
Yes.
So we'll see. I mean, I'd hate to lose him. Not really.
Speaking of loss, Hillary Clinton's broken another bone. Honestly, she is sickly. So this is what happened. She's in India, and I'm sure everyone has seen the video of her falling not once, but twice down the stairs.
Basically, they had to be carried down the stairs by two guys.
Yeah, and she doesn't look good. She might need some Calitrin. I'm worried about her health and her weight. But now it's happened. This time she's fallen again, but this time she slipped in a bathtub. She was staying at a palace for the former royal family, and she was in the tub, slipped, fell on her wrist, and she was taken at 5 a.m. in the morning. So maybe she's nocturnal and stays up late and takes hot baths. But they did an X-ray and they found a hairline fracture on her wrist area.
God only knows what else they found. You know what would have been helpful for her in that bathroom if she was having an amorous relationship with a manfish, and they just run the water and they fill up the whole bathroom.
Oh my God!
And then
it's
they
kind of
just
like the
swim
shape of water.
and they swim out to sea.
Yeah.
And they live
and then
happily
she gets
ever after.
gills, and then she can breathe underwater. And no, but this is. I mean, remember in London last October, she had to get a boot because she broke her big toe when she fell down the stairs, or was she pushed? While she had a cup of coffee in her hand.
Yeah.
And then, everybody remembers the 2016 video of her at the 9/11 memorial when she was walking
stumbling
back
into the SUV, right?
No, so I know you guys don't like her, but I'm saying I honestly am concerned about her health.
Well,
there's something wrong. Her balance is off.
I think there's legitimate concerns. I mean, Tom Coburn, I remember we talked to Tom Coburn, the former senator from Oklahoma, who said he didn't think Hillary was going to run in 2016 because he didn't think she was physically able to. He thought she was still suffering from negative effects of a concussion and essentially a brain bleed that she had from a couple of years earlier, where that impacted her vision.
Yeah, when she fell at her home in 2013.
So it's not that you wish her harm health-wise. It's just that it's that you could argue that from the 2016 campaign forward, they haven't been honest about it. It doesn't matter so much now. She doesn't have a duty to publicly disclose her health condition at this juncture, but she sort of did as a presidential aspirant, and as usual, they weren't, I don't think, totally forthcoming about it. But, I mean, I hope she does well and gets whatever treatment she needs. I don't like her, and I think she's a terrible human being, but I don't wish her ill. I don't.
Should they put that on a Hallmark card?
Well,
I don't like you, but I hope you get better. No,
well,
I know.
I don't wish anybody
She has to take a few days off her
physical
book
harm
tour because of this latest
Oh gosh. The Indian people have been saved those 2 days. Chuck in a car, maybe his. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard when she broke her wrist, she was in Whitewater.
Zing! Oh, that's pretty good.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
There are more gun control gambits coming out of the Illinois General Assembly. We'll get the details from Todd Vandermine, Executive Director of the Illinois Gun Dealers Trade Association, at 7:37.
And later, why working out makes you smarter. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
29 degrees, cloudy skies. Florida International University reopening today following yesterday's bridge collapse that killed 6. FIU President Mark Rosenberg spoke this morning to CBS.
All we can do is promise a very thorough investigation, getting to the bottom of this, and mourn those who we've lost.
The Miami school is on spring break, but will be offering counseling to students and staff. The bridge that collapsed was installed just a few days ago using a method that involves building most of it off-site and then swinging that bridge into place after construction. In Washington, the White House denying that President Trump has decided to fire National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said Trump and McMaster, for now, have a good working relationship, and for now, there are no changes. 7 U.S. service members on board a helicopter crashed in Iraq are dead. NBC News correspondent Richard Engel was near the scene.
At this stage, there is no indication that it went down as a result of enemy fire, that it was an accident, that it happened during, quote, a routine troop movement.
Military officials confirmed those deaths this morning. United Airlines will soon be issuing brightly colored bag tags to customers traveling with pets. The new visual measure is used to help flight attendants further identify those with pets that may be inside the cabin. Dante Ingram drills a three-pointer with less than a second left. Loyola over Miami in round 1 of the NCAA tournament in the South region in Dallas. Tennessee is next. 2 young children who went missing after their mother was killed in South suburban Markham are safe. Police say an Amber Alert has been canceled for 3-year-old Lynn Roby and 2-year-old Jordan Washington after they were found at their grandmother's home. Chicago sports, Bulls winners over the Grizzlies, 111-110. Jets over the Blackhawks, 6-2. Cubs fell to the Diamondbacks in Cactus League action. From the NFL, Saints owner Tom Benson, dead at the age of 90. The news service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply at Staples. 7:33. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has advice for the Republicans as we head into primary season.
Here's my word to the Republicans, which is never listened to. They don't go on offense. Nobody's saying, I want you to understand what your vote is about. The Democrats are ruining the United States of America because they are now a left-wing, no longer a liberal party.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, great coffee, period.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Bob Aument, a founding partner of the law firm of Daspin & Aument and longtime personal customer of Signature Bank. Our firm recently left one of the larger banks to bank with Signature Bank, and it's been a refreshing change. With Signature Bank, we've been able to tailor banking solutions that fit the specific needs of our firm. Beyond that, Signature Bank is responsive, efficient, and timely in meeting those needs. If I have a request, I pick up the phone and talk to Mick O'Rourke, not someone at a phone bank thousands of miles away. Daspin & Aument needed more than what the larger banks offer, and we found that with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
7:34. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Eden's inbound. Just a 2-minute delay. Elston to the junction. Outbound a 5-minute delay. Cicero to Old Orchard. Kennedy. Inbound delay started Austin. 40 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 23 from Montrose. 22 in the Express. Outbound, it's a 5-minute slow pocket from Montrose to Sayre. About Eisenhower, 50 minutes. 390 to downtown. Heavy 25th to Damon. Outbound is 31 minutes. 390. Stevenson, 55 minutes. 355 to the drive. Outbound 38. Ryan, 32 minutes, 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-State delays, 95th to 75th. Plainfield Road to 47th. From the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. Northbound Veterans Memorial stop and go Butterfield to Roosevelt. Traffic, service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples. Get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase. You spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24, exclusions apply. Staples. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Colder day ahead, partial sunshine, high of 38. Cloudy, rainy, sleet, and some ice that could turn into snow overnight with a winter weather advisory up from 11 until morning drive tomorrow morning. Low 31 and a high of 46 on Saturday. Currently 29. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Tax Relief Inc. Honest, dependable, local. TaxReliefInc.com.
More of Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy comes your way now. And make sure to join me, Larry Elder, tonight at 7, only on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Well, Illinois gun owners, you're not out of the woods yet with respect to your Democrat-controlled General Assembly and your current governor, by the way, who feigns support for individual gun owners' rights. You'll note that he failed to fill out the questionnaire in both 2014 and 2018. And here's the deal. When somebody won't tell you where they are at on a particular issue, they're telling you that they'll betray you at any given moment, depending on the political expediency required to advance their interests at any given moment. So I know some people who are, not particularly informed or not particularly courageous or principled are trying to buttress Rauner for vetoing that gun licensing bill this week. A bill that he said he wasn't going to deal with until after the primary. He's only dealing with because his support is flagging, and he's in a death match with Jeannie Ives now for the Republican nomination on Tuesday.
Yeah, but he did it in such a wimpy way. I mean, he got as far away as possible from Chicago media to make the announcement on a small, Southern Illinois radio station.
Yeah.
To make the announcement that he's going to veto
That's
the
right.
gun bill.
That's right. And so, don't buy the flim-flammery. I mean, how many times do you have to get stuck in the back before it starts to you start to understand what's happening. You start to say, maybe I don't want this guy in the same foxhole with me.
It's like a bad boyfriend. He's not going to change, okay? Wake up, people.
Todd Vandermeide joins us now. He's the executive director of the Illinois Gun Dealers Trade Association, former lobbyist for the NRA in Illinois. Todd, thanks for joining us.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, good. So other gun control legislation that is being bandied about Springfield for action after the primary.
Yeah, well, we had the action in the Senate this week where you had the waiting period for certain semi-auto rifles and shotguns was passed by the Senate. Now goes to the governor for his consideration. They added an amendment onto the no possession or purchase by minors, anybody under the age of 21, on certain semi-autos. They finally heard that or figured out that it's a per se violation the way the bill passed the House. So they added an affirmative defense to the possession of the firearm. So if you're 18, 19, 20-year-old veteran from Kandahar happens to own an AR-15 and gets pulled over for a traffic stop, they can plead that they owned it prior to, and they're kind of grandfathered in, but they're still subject to a felony arrest charge, having their car impounded, and having to hire a lawyer to go tell it to the judge and plead their case.
So wait. So on the confiscation, I just want to put a fine point on this. You own a rifle that's on the prohibited list, and you're under, or you own any rifle and you're under 21 now under this proposal, and you could say you get pulled over, you've got it in your car, you could be arrested for possessing it, even though you can subsequently exonerate yourself by proving that you had it in your possession prior to the law going into place.
Yes.
Well, how does that? How does that? That's unconstitutional.
That was their idea of a grandfather clause, letting you go to court after the fact and prove somehow sales receipt or who knows what that you had that rifle before the effective date of this act. But the real chicanery is that they didn't put in a grandfather clause or any affirmative defense in there for possession of a magazine. So my 18-year-old who happens to enjoy the sport of practical rifle, it will be a felony for me to hand him a 30-round magazine when we go to the competition tomorrow and let him use that if this law were to take effect. If he gets caught driving my pickup truck and I happen to leave an empty magazine or two for my AR in the truck somewhere, he can be charged with a felony.
That's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable, but it's believable.
But back to the gun. Yes, go on.
This isn't just an attack on gun owners. This is an attack on the gun culture, on the gun clubs, on the shooting sports. They don't like the fact that our kids participate in some of these sports. My son doesn't play basketball, doesn't play football, isn't on the swim team. This was his one sport that he chose to do and enjoyed spending time with me, a weekend every month when we go and shoot these competitions. And this is an attack on preventing those kids. The Illinois State Rifle Association has the Junior Hard Dogs, a nationally accredited rifle team. It will be illegal for them to practice their matches in the state of Illinois if this were to become law.
Wow. Well, they're always, coming up with new legislation to try to vilify gun owners. What do you think is going to be next?
Well, I think that the magazine body armor ban is still pending in the House. I'm sure they will probably take a run at that. There were hints on the floor from Senator Silverstein, of all people, that they would that they were probably going to consider some sort of big semi-auto ban somewhere in the future. Obviously, they put. So when we passed concealed carry back in 2013, part of what the Speaker structured as a deal to get the votes to pass some of the restrictions he wanted was a prohibition on new semi-auto bans on long guns. And so the municipalities had a window to act. If they didn't act, they were foreclosed. Well, they added that to the bump stock bill to really kind of just jam up the governor and or the Republicans. Here, we dare you to vote against a bump stock ban because now you're putting a local gun ban into that. This is where, you want to know why there's not a conversation? It's because of political stunts like this. This is gotcha politics being played by the Senate Democratic leadership and by people like Kwame Raoul. This isn't about an open and honest discussion about let's sit down and see where we can fix the system or what is there that everybody can agree to. They just want to pile on and take stuff. Even when gun guys make concessions on stuff like bump stocks, that's not enough. Now they want to throw in local gun bans and play politics with it. And I believe they don't want to solve the problem. They want to have the issue, the demagoguing campaign, and put it in the mailbox with the campaign mail pieces.
Yeah, I mean, that's the scare tactic, right? I mean, Todd, you've been around for a long time, and you know what the Democrat playbook is for the suburbs in particular. It's to scare suburban women that if you elect this Republican, he's going to install mandatory installations of gun turrets on everybody's roof.
Right. And so I think that it's time to start calling out Democratic leadership for, the fox tears that they have. They don't sit there and get up when there's a massacre most summer weekends in the city of Chicago. They sit there and wring their hands a little bit. They throw out a press release. They walk away. 17 kids get massacred in a high school, and now because there's some momentum, they try to use it as a national movement to just pile stuff on. None of this would have affected what happened in Florida, and our laws are a lot different than Florida, and there would have to be an even larger catastrophic failure of all the systems that took place in Florida for that to happen here in Illinois.
So
but that's not enough.
Yeah. Well, Todd, tell me why you're against the magazine body armor ban. I mean, that's otherwise known as the Commander Bauer bill.
Right. Well, first off, I train with body armor. I use it when I'm an RSO on the range, when I teach some of the classes that I'm involved in. It's just like ties and ear protection for me. It's safety equipment when I'm on the range. I also happen to have it with me just in case I run into a very nasty situation. That's one issue. The other issue is, under their bill, if you have a concealed carry license and you carry a Glock 17 with two full-size magazines, you'd be charged with a Class 2 felony. How does that make any sense? The shooter in Florida used 10-round magazines. He did what we all said they would do. If they go to a mag ban of 10 rounds, they will just carry more magazines. Published reports say he had 15 magazines with him. So the magazine, so now you want to outlaw some of the most popular magazines for the most popular guns, whether it be an AR-15 or a Glock. To what end? I mean, I have a FOID card. I go through 360 background checks a year. If that's not enough, then please tell me when it is.
And the argument, because the issue of the gun licensing bill, even though it's dead for now, and this is particularly important to your the trade association to which you're the executive director, the Illinois Gun Dealers Association. Tell us why that would have been so onerous, because, of course, you have Tiny Dancer and all the Chicago Democrats screaming bloody murder over it.
Well, don't forget that Chicago has lost 5 lawsuits, and a couple of those deal with ranges and gun shops opening in the city. We're 4 or 5 years past that, and there still isn't a retail gun shop in the city of Chicago because they don't want them. And you can just take the regulations that the city has put in place and apply that to the state in a hostile administration to where you won't have very many gun shops. Or they'll be like the Walmarts and the Dick's where they restrict purchases, they restrict the sales of what they're going to sell. So this had an unlimited rulemaking ability. If they wanted to, they could create a gun registry. They could say, as part of your reporting and record-keeping requirements, you will report the make, model, serial number, FOID card, and address of every person you sold the gun to every 30 days. That's been tried in a couple of the local ordinances that the anti-gunners have championed. They could sit there and
on the gun registry thing, because people, I've had this conversation before, but I want to hear your answer. What's wrong with a gun registry? What's the problem with that?
Every time it's been tried, it's led to confiscation. Remember, it was a registry that Chicago had that turned into a handgun ban that lasted for almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have practical experience right here as to why, we just want to know where they are. Always gets turned into a ban or something else.
Well, what about the gun licensing bill that Bronner just vetoed? Didn't it have in there provisions for stronger background checks? Or more stronger background checks for gun employees?
No, because in order for you to say, all it said is that you had to verify they had a FOID card. I don't know anybody who's an Illinois resident that works behind the counter at a gun store that doesn't have a FOID card.
Yeah.
Right. It's ludicrous.
Yeah.
I mean, and federal law says you cannot employ somebody that is a prohibited person under the 68 Gun Control Act. So this whole thing, they keep trying to take these bumper sticker slogans. Oh, we just want straw purchase training. Oh, we just want background checks. Well, because we have the FOID card, their background check is moot. It's a bold-faced lie. It is a bumper sticker slogan, a tweet for them to hide behind to bury all the other stuff. They could require every clerk to get over 40 hours of training. Now, if it's Walmart, who got exempted out of the store, they can probably afford that. But if you're a small brick-and-mortar shop that has 3 or 4 employees, you're now going to have to pay what's worth a week's, salary to somebody so they can take training just so they can. And the funny thing is that the department that they wanted to oversee this said, we can't do this. We don't have the people to do it. You want to talk about the manpower? They have to go inspect every gun store before they get a license. There's over 2,000 in the state, 2,000 FFLs that would qualify. So you're looking at just an inordinate amount of man hours that they can't comply with. Buddy of mine's going to start went through an audit. He figures the audit in terms of man hours would cost the state over $8,000. If they put their cap on the license at $1,000, you're $7,000 behind just on that one audit. Where are they going to take the money from? They refuse to answer. Is it going to come from, disabled veterans? They're going to take more money out of the Quincy home? Are they going to take more money from, from social services? Are they going to take it out of the education budget? Because and by our estimate, you're looking at a minimum of $2.5 million a year. Probably, doubling that is not out of the question. And so over a 5-year license, you're looking at anywhere between $12 and $25 million to administer the license.
Yeah, they're
only going to pull in 2.5.
This whole area of policy is why Thomas Sowell admonishes people not to listen to a politician's position, but understand the basis for it and the implications of it. And that's how you separate it. Todd, we got to run, but I appreciate it. Todd Vandermeide, Executive Director of the Illinois Gun Dealers Trade Association. Todd, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
See ya.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Illinois is a Democratic state. It's got a fake Republican governor.
Tucker Carlson is right about Rauner. He's a fake Republican. An income tax hike and property tax spikes, sanctuary state, and radical left social policies. Rauner's tried to cover it up with lies about me, refuted by conservative leaders and even the media. We either make a stand now or we turn Illinois over to Chicago Democrats and fake Republicans. Don't be afraid to make a change. If you want a conservative governor, vote for her. I'm Jeannie Ives. I'm asking for your vote.
Paid for by Ives for Illinois.
Highland Park Ford Lincoln's in the house. Here's Alan Marty.
For 30 years, we've been making people happy with incredible deals and service.
We're the best Ford Lincoln dealers in town.
Because making people happy makes us happy.
No doubt. This is one happy place.
Heck, we just break into dance all the time.
We don't break into dance at the dealership.
Sure we do.
No, we really don't.
We could. Come on, Marty, dance with me.
The Highland Park Ford Lincoln Superstore. Call 1-800-984-9000 or go to alanmarty.com.
Admit it.
Okay, you're a lovely dancer.
Thank you. This is Alan Marty. Deal with us.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO. and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Guns have no moral agency. Predators hurt and kill people. Often they use a gun. Good guys protect people. Often they use a gun. When a predator kills with a gun, he is rightly called a monster. When a good guy with a gun fails to protect people, he's rightly called a coward. The very nature of the way we discuss an atrocity like the Parkland school shooting conveys our understanding that it's bad guys and good guys who are responsible for what they do and not the instrumentality they use in their conduct. So arguing that the response to the deadly success of the shooter and the failure of the deputy sheriff is to reduce the number of good guys and their instrumentality choices does not logically follow from the accepted premise. And neither does the failure of state agencies locally and federally to exercise the power they currently possess make the case for expanding their power at the expense of our rights. No amount of emergency planning or algorithmic modeling or government power can replace the variety of human judgment calls that will be thrust upon a free people. The question then isn't what's in my holster, it's what's in my head and my heart.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Washington is full of career politicians. It's time we put everyday Americans back in charge of your government. I'm Dr. Suppan Shah. My parents immigrated here with nothing in their pockets. They worked tirelessly to give me the American dream. Now, as a physician and successful entrepreneur, I'm running for Congress to bring real-world experience to Washington. I will heal our broken healthcare system, bring jobs back to the 10th District, and then term limit myself and get out of the way for the next citizen legislator. I knew it would be difficult taking on the entrenched politicians. The insiders have come after me with everything they've got, even lying to scare you from voting for the only outsider and the only candidate born right here in the 10th District. Here's the choice you have: more of the same or a new path. You can vote for politics as usual or for common sense and real-world experience. Republicans, the choice is yours. I'm Dr. Suppan Shah. I approve this message, and I humbly ask for your vote so I can bring common sense back to Washington. Learn more at drshawforcongress.com.
Abilify, Wellbutrin, Seroquel, Rexulti. These drugs are commonly prescribed for depression treatment. 2018 can be the year you win the war on depression.
New year, new you.
Drugs for depression can be dangerous, have side effects, and really just mask the problem. TMS therapy treats the source of your depression. Cure or remission is here. HBR centers are proud to bring TMS therapy to Chicagoland and Milwaukee. Millions have been treated, and the results are outstanding.
TMS therapy is drug-free and non-invasive.
How does it work? TMS therapy uses safe, small magnetic fields, similar to those used in an MRI. They stimulate and activate mood centers, causing long-term medication-free relief. It's FDA cleared and covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicare. Make the call. Ask questions. Bring an end to your depression. HPR centers in Chicagoland and Milwaukee.
800-604-0208. 800-604-0208.
HPR centers. Go to endmydepression.com.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This is Reverend Bob Vanden Bush for the One Nation Under God Foundation. Try to imagine what our nation would be like if all religious and moral influence were removed from our government. What would happen to our laws? Tuesday, March 20th is primary election day in Illinois. We not only have the right to vote, but also the responsibility to vote to protect our inalienable right to practice our religious beliefs. These rights have been under siege in Springfield by politicians who have supported taxpayer-funded abortion and have attacked religious liberty, moral standards, and traditional marriage. Find out which candidates for public office will stand up for your Christian values. Please visit IllinoisFamily.org to find out which candidates deserve your vote. It's time for us to make a difference in Illinois. Vote on Tuesday, March 20th. God bless you and your family today.
Paid for by the One Nation Under God Foundation, a tax-exempt organization.
Shoot Point Blank is Chicago's leading shooting range and firearms store. Featuring 20 climate-controlled shooting lanes, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Whether you're a new or expert shooter, now you can experience the Shoot Point Blank difference and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I can tell you, I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
My wife and I had a wonderful experience. We felt very comfortable and informed.
Brett was very friendly and respectful, and he answered all my questions. Because I'm new to pistols, I'm grateful he was patient and helped me decide what to buy for my new firearm.
For a huge selection of new and used firearms, ammo, and state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, visit them in Hodgkins, Mokina, Naperville, or Merrillville. Or check out shootpointblank.com. Experience the difference. Shoot Point Blank.
AM 560, The Answer.
Oh, yeah. Want to get smart? Want to be hip? Exercise. In Sweden, listen to this. They had a 4 decades long experiment where they followed 191 Swedish women for 40 years, and they measured how their cardiovascular fitness affected their brain. And you have an 88% chance of staving off dementia if you work out 120 minutes a week. That's nothing. That's 2 hours. I mean, for a week, I could do that in a day. Oh, yeah. Today I'll work out 120 minutes just in celebration of the study. But
Do you wear a headband and
and leg warmers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just you and a bunch of guys in a room using Nautilus equipment from 1976.
Yeah, I perm my hair and I get a mullet. It's fantastic.
It's a good look.
But yeah, no, so it's great. And then the people that didn't work out, their chances of getting dementia were almost 60% or early signs of dementia. So there's things in your brain called blood vessels. And when you pump that blood through it, it's helping your brain and you become smarter. So what's your routine, Dan? I mean, you're morbidly obese now on Calitrin. You're going to start working out?
A couple glasses of beer and a smoke. That's how that one woman lived to 100.
Oh, that's right.
So there's a lot of different ways to skin this cat, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
And National Review endorses Jeannie Ives for governor. We'll talk about the race at 8:08.
And Loyola Ramblers. Oh, they're big winners. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
2 children who went missing in Markham have been found safe. The Aviation Committee of the City of Chicago approves the O'Hare expansion plan. Bulls get by the Grizzlies, Loyola, and NCAA win. WINT Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
It's a slow search through the rubble in Miami. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Not only because of the fact that there may be possible victims under there and we have to treat it very delicately, but because for the safety of the rescuers as well.
Alvaro Zabaleta with Miami-Dade Police. At least 6 people were killed when the bridge collapsed yesterday, down on top of vehicles.
5 victims are still in those cars in the rubble. So 1 person died in the hospital. 5 victims still remain here at the scene, and there could be more.
Fox's Laura Engel near the collapse in Miami, where investigators are trying to figure out what went wrong.
The nearly 200-foot-long walkway was built on the side of the road in one big piece known as an instant bridge or accelerated bridge construction. It was just moved over the roadway last Saturday with much fanfare and celebration. The hopes that this walkway would create a safe passage for students at the Florida International University on one side to the city of Sweetwater on the other.
A U.S. military helicopter goes down in Iraq, killing everyone on board. Fox's Simon Owen monitoring live from London.
Dave, U.S. defense officials say 7 service members were aboard the Paved Hawk helicopter when it crashed in western Iraq, close to the Syrian border. The U.S. Central Command saying this tragedy reminds us of the risks our men and women face every day. The military says the cause is under investigation, but that the crash does not appear to be the result of enemy action. The U.S. says it has about 5,200 troops in Iraq, part of a coalition fighting ISIS. Dave?
Simon, is Republican Senator Jeff Flake considering a run for president in 2020? Well, he's in New Hampshire this morning and not ruling it out.
The rarest of species, the American conservative. Americanus never Trumpus.
Flake, a staunch critic of the president, says his party has lost principle. It's time to put country before party. The president's been critical of Senator Flake, too, calling him so unpopular he can't be reelected in Arizona, saying that's why he's not running there again. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
Skies are cloudy, 29 degrees at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Dante Ingram drills a three-pointer with less than a second left in Loyola. It's a stunning 64-62 win over Miami in round 1 of the NCAA tournament. Loyola head coach Porter Moser after the win.
I mean, even when we were down 7, it was just about keep fighting. There's no quitting these guys. They believe, they share the ball. We had 19 assists, and a great example is that last pass to Dante.
The Ramblers will play Tennessee next in tomorrow's second round. 2 young kids who went missing after their mother was killed in Markham are now safe. An Amber Alert has been canceled after 3-year-old Lynn Roby and 2-year-old Jordan Washington were found by police at their grandmother's home in Harvey. Authorities believe the pair were taken Wednesday by their father, Lynn Washington, a person of interest in the deadly shooting of the children's mother. Chicago City Council committees are moving forward with plans to expand O'Hare. The Aviation Committee adopted an ordinance yesterday allowing for new lease and use agreements in order to pay for the proposed $8.5 billion expansion. Mayor Emanuel says Chicago is pulling out of consideration to host any games for soccer's World Cup in 2026 because it puts taxpayers at risk. The city says FIFA, soccer's governing body, could not provide enough certainty that Chicago taxpayers would not end up footing the bill. But Chicago is not alone. Yesterday, Minneapolis and Vancouver withdrew their bid. Bulls winners over the Grizzlies last night, 111-110. Jets 6-2 winners over the Blackhawks. At 8:03, it's time for the AM 560 Business Beat. From the Fox Business Network, a service of Turnkey.pro, here's Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, jewelry company Tiffany's earnings are stronger than expected. Sales increased in the recent quarter and were stronger than expected. Tiffany has closed 7 stores over the past year but opened 9 others. Winn-Dixie's parent company is planning to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization. It's planning to close 94 stores with disappointing sales. Southeastern Grocers also owns Harvey's, Bi-Lo, and Fresco y Mas. The company plans to work through the process within the next 90 days. The second in command at Nike is resigning. The Wall Street Journal says the company received complaints about Trevor Edwards involving inappropriate workplace behavior. Edwards was considered a successor to Nike executive Mark Parker. The Dow closed up 115 yesterday. NASDAQ was down 15. The S&P dropped 2. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:05, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Larry Elder says it's time to end the Russia investigation.
Talking to you, I have smelled alcohol on your breath.
Well, I have not had a drink.
You haven't had a drink, so that's not.
No.
So I just, because it is the talk.
Is this a joke? For 13 months, the Democrats have been looking for smoking gun of collusion. 13 months! They found nothing.
The Larry Elder Show, weeknights at 7, right before Jay Sekulow at 9 on AM 560. The Answer.
A list of things that will let you down today. Your alarm clock, C-store coffee, public transportation, the office elevator, the sandwich you packed for lunch, the 5th floor printer, your cell phone battery, the shoelace you swore you double knotted, your hard drive, your backup hard drive, and of course, the weather. Brighten your day with something you can actually count on. GoToMeeting is the easy-to-use collaborative meeting tool that 18 million monthly users trust to help them get work done. To learn more about how you can meet better, visit GoToMeeting.com.
Buying a new tractor? You owe it to yourself to visit your LS Tractor dealer. LS Tractors give you a lot more tractor for less money compared to other brands. For starters, LS Tractor comes with more select features as standard equipment. They make operating your tractor easier with better performance to get more work done quicker. Compare and you'll know who gives you more tractor for your money. LS Tractor. Excel in your field. Learn more at lstractorusa.com.
Visit Abbey Equipment in Streator and get more tractor.
8:06. Let's get an update on the roads now in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the northbound Tri-State Tollway, we're seeing delays pretty heavy from 95th to the 83rd Street Toll Plaza, where there's a crash blocking 2 left lanes. Farther north, we see milder delays. Plainfield Road to 47th and from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. The Adams and Reagan Tollways are clear. Northbound Veterans Memorial, stop and go 75th to the Reagan Tollway. 53 looks okay. Eden's inbound, 19 minutes. Lake Hook to Montrose, outbound 23. Kennedy, inbound delays are from Montrose to the Burns Circle, 47 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, 37 from Montrose, but 38 in the Express. Outbound 10 minutes to Montrose, 29 to the airport. About Eisenhower, 55 minutes, 390 to downtown, 39 from Manheim. Outbound 33 to 390. Stevenson, an hour, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 35 minutes. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-80 looks great, Northwest Indiana as well. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, partial sunshine, high 38. Tonight, cloudy with a bit of rain and sleet late at night. Watch for icy spots, low 31. Tomorrow, clouds give way to some sun, high 46. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
29 at O'Hare. Next news at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT, giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy, and Mother Superior willed the Loyola Ramblers to a first-round upset and seminal victory. That combined with, of course, Bennett Academy coaching.
Oh, right. It's all about Bennett. I forgot. But yesterday was all about Sister Jean. And, whoever was watching, you remember this moment.
At the line this season. First free throws today. Missed it. Here they come.
Get the ball Ingram.
One timeout, they don't take it.
All right.
I mean, that was so awesome. It was so amazing. And everybody, at every bar, not only in Loyola, but all over the city, they were so excited.
Somewhere else.
I'm just so proud of the team. We've been watching them. We're seniors, so 4 years now. And they're doing it. They're doing great, so we're really excited.
Yeah, that's nice. Somewhere else, Frederick Hughes and Andre Battle and the Loyola greats are smiling.
Yeah.
First win in 33 years.
I know.
First tournament.
And we have a little, tournament, or we're in a pool here at the station, and look who's number one.
Yeah,
after the first round of the
uh,
NCAA tournament. Looky there, number one, Amy Jacobson, 14 points. I'm doing
You
pretty
and
well.
Keith.
Me and Keith are tied.
Tied. Justin in third, Quinn in fourth, me in fifth, Mike Scott in sixth. I'm a notorious slow starter. Mike Scott has UVA winning it. I have Gonzaga. It's interesting. Justin and you both have Duke winning it, but Keith has Carolina. Quinn has Kansas. Well, that's no. Come on,
Quinn.
Quinn,
we need to talk.
You're so naive. Such a kid. I got Gonzaga, of course. You and Mike has UVA. I said it's UVA. Yeah, but we're struggling out of the gate. We'll see if basketball knowledge ultimately wins the day or not.
Yeah, the power of prayer. I mean, Sister Jean has been the team chaplain for 12 plus years, and she never doubted.
When we were in the locker room ahead of the game, we just knew that we would do this. Our team is so great, and they don't care who makes the points as long as we win the game. And I said we want to get the big W up there, and we did.
All right, not exactly Newt Rockne, but okay, I'll take it.
And she'll be with the team, of course, on Saturday when they play Tennessee. Now, in your bracket, do you have Tennessee or Loyola winning?
Hate to break it to Ramblers fans, but
Sister Jean.
I don't know how to tell you Sister Jean this either. I mean, I can't tell her this, and I wouldn't be able to tell it to her face. I have to say it behind the safety of the microphone that Tennessee will be marching on.
Yeah, I have Tennessee in my bracket winning as well.
My friend in sound, Will Stevens, who's got a show down in Southern Illinois, makes the point on Facebook that Mike Madigan received his law degree from Loyola.
Oh.
So I presume this puts Dan Proft and Mike Madigan on the same page. Basketball bridging divides. Well, what it means based on the Ronner logic, the Illinois Republican Party logic, because Mike Madigan and I went to the same law school.
Yes.
And Lisa Madigan and I went to the same law school. And Dan Hines and I went to the same law school. I'm a Mike Madigan tool. I'm Madigan's favorite Republican.
You're paid for and bought by Mike Madigan.
Oh, my gosh. Honestly, and this is not just the governor's race, because Jim Durkin, the pathetic, cowardly, dithering House Republican leader, in quotation marks, is doing the same thing in legislative races. You see it against Katie Miller in the Northwest Burbs. You see it in Southern Illinois against challengers to incumbents who voted for tax increases. By the way, that's also a very interesting little side note, is that so upset about that Madigan tax increase is Governor Rauner and Jim Durkin and Bill Brady that they're backing legislators who voted for the tax increase over conservative challengers. Tells you a little something.
That's a fraternity that they have over
Everybody who's opposed to Rauner's Republican Party is Mike Madigan's best friend. We're all cut in on his property tax appeals work. We all live in his castle in Northern Ireland. We all eat apples for lunch. I mean, it's just so ridiculous and embarrassing and disgraceful. And if that's rewarded with victory, both at the legislative level and at the gubernatorial level on Tuesday, then this party in the state is lost for another generation.
Well, I was at a policy circle meeting last night, and somebody even brought up the Jeannie Ives, Mike Madigan connection. I said, that's fake news. That's just thrown out there. Mike Madigan's used as his image and his name is used in every single campaign that's being run right now.
Jeannie Ives has confronted it. She confronted it on Chicago Tonight. She's confronted it everywhere, anywhere it's been asked. And Bruce Rauner doesn't confront anything. He runs and he hides behind his checkbook, which finances this demagoguery, this lying. And the lying, of course, is to cover up his traitorous decisions as a governor, his betrayals. And that's what traitors have to do. That's what Benedict Rauners have to do. They have to lie to cover up betrayals. And so that's what he's doing. And by the way, the people that are paying attention know the difference. And we made mention of this before, but
good news this morning.
Jeannie Ives for governor. That's a National Review endorsement. This is obviously one of the leading journals of conservative opinion in the country, taking notice of this gubernatorial primary and suggesting that stating here, I'll quote, they should vote for Jeannie Ives, voters in Illinois, in the Republican gubernatorial primary over the thoroughly disappointing incumbent governor Bruce Rauner, who has forfeited any claim on his party's nod. And they go through all the things that we have gone through, what he said he would do versus what he did. They make note of the poll that I mentioned yesterday that has the race now a 7-point margin, basically just outside the margin of error. All the momentum is with Jeannie Ives, and it's going to be up to conservatives to turn out and to turn out traitors in their party and chart a new course for the Republican Party. Again, I've been in this racket for 25 years in this state, and there has never been this opportunity on a single night in a single election to not forever, but for the foreseeable future, change the trajectory of the Republican Party for the purposes of changing the trajectory of the state. If you want the conservative reform revolution that came to all of our Midwestern neighbors, if you're really serious about it, if you want a Scott Walker type governor and similarly situated legislators, then you vote for Jeannie Ives or you're lying to yourself. I don't know how more starkly I can put it. I really don't. And how many kind of established, consistent conservatives do you need to hear from? State Senator Kyle McCarter from Southern Illinois wrote an op-ed in the Madison Record about Ives, and he's been through this before. When he gets attacked as being a Madigan guy, it's silly, and people laugh yuck it up in the General Assembly after these races for all the silliness of everybody who's opposed to me as some kind of tool of the Madigan Chicago machine. Can you look past that? You take enough of interest in your state to take 5 seconds and a couple of clicks to find out the truth. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult to distill fact from fiction. It really isn't. He writes, Senator McCarter, the claims in the governor's campaign ads could not be further from the truth. Like me, Jeannie Ives is one of the few lawmakers that routinely leads the charge in the legislature against Speaker Madigan and his Chicago policies that have wrecked our state. Few legislators other than Ives have the courage to stand up. Jeannie is tough. Makes mention she's a West Point grad, and that she's just consistently representing taxpayers' interests against the bipartisan combine, and that has earned her some enemies, certainly among Democrats, but also among big government Republicans like those backing Rauner, and like those who are named Rauner, for that matter. So, what's it going to be? By the way, interestingly, the DGA, the Democrat Governors Association, has gotten involved in this race.
Oh, okay.
They made a $450,000 ad buy yesterday. They've got 2 ads. One's attacks Rauner, one attacks Ives. So they're trying
that's a good sign.
It is, and they're trying to tenderize whoever wins the Republican primary for, J.B. Pritzker to eat.
No, I think Chris Kennedy's going to win.
Well, okay, or whoever wins on the Democrat side. Here's the hit on Rauner from the Democrat Governors Association.
Worst. It's not a word we like to hear in Illinois, but worst is where Governor Rauner has taken Illinois since he took office. Today, our state has the worst unemployment rate in the Midwest and the worst credit rating of any state in the country. What's worse? Rauner racked up billions in unpaid bills, leaving Illinois taxpayers on the hook. Tell Governor Rauner his record is a lack of leadership in the worst way.
All right. Now the Democrat Governors Association hit on Ives.
When is a conservative leader too conservative for Illinois? Meet Jeannie Ives. She's been rated as one of the most conservative in the state. Ives wants to ban abortions. She has an A rating from the NRA, pushing to arm teachers and stop new gun laws. And on immigration, Ives marches in lockstep with President Trump, trying to eliminate protections for undocumented immigrants. Tell Jeannie Ives, her conservative policies are just too conservative for Illinois.
I got
because you go from Madigan to Trump because those are the two villains.
Well, I'll tell you.
So I'm glad she dropped Madigan as now has a relationship with President Trump.
I guess the interesting thing about this is, well, number one, the DGA and Rauner support the same big government leftist policies. The tax increases, the bailouts, the radical left social policy. I mean, if he wasn't a Republican standing in the way of a Chicago Democrat, on substance, they'd endorse most of what Rauner has done. But it's interesting that they attacked Jeannie Ives for being conservative. The DGA's ads, frankly, on both candidates, are much closer to the truth than anything Rauner has told this campaign. That's the great irony. I mean, on the merits, on the data, the DGA ad about Governor Rauner's term is correct. And, they sensationalized Jeannie Ives' record, but she's conservative. Yeah, I know. That's right. That's why National Review endorsed her. Any questions? Are you proud of the campaign that Bruce Rauner's run? Are you proud of the job that he has done? Tim in Naperville, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Morning, Dan and Amy. Love your show. My question is to Dan. Dan, with all the smoke that gets blown during campaigns, can you put out a conservative voting guide so we know who we need to be voting for to stay true to conservative candidates?
Well, I can tell you this. I mean, I don't know if I can do that and distribute it in any meaningful way. I can post stuff online, which I do.
Online.
Yeah. But I mean, you can look. I'll just say the PAC that I run. If a candidate is supported by Liberty Principles PAC, whether you've seen mail or television commercials, then you know that that's a conservative. And obviously, I've spoken about Ives at length on this show. So I don't know any other races. I'm happy to have conversations about them that people want.
All right. Well, you're doing a great service, man. Keep it up.
Thanks for the call, Tim. Sean from Elmwood Park.
Couple of things here, Prof, and you too, Amy, because I'm going to need your help. Those two middle-aged, the enemies of high definition, they call it deep dish. I call it stretch marks and cellulite. What are their names, those two old reporters?
Marian Ahern and
Carol Marine and
Marian Ahern.
Has a woman in the entire country ever primaried a sitting governor and been this close to winning?
No.
Has it ever happened? Why don't they talk about it? Do you know they don't talk about it? Jeannie Ives is not mentioned, but in passing.
They don't recognize gender right now because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Oh!
But I want to tell you, Carol Marine and Marian Ahern are not old.
No,
You're old.
They're wonderful. They're doing a great imitation of looking old.
Yeah.
So I find that appalling. Do you ever notice when it's a conservative woman, all of these social justice warriors, they all get quiet. Just a hush goes over the crowd. I find that despicable.
The possibility of the first woman governor. Yeah, you haven't heard that reported much. Not like it would have been, say, if Lisa Madigan ran for governor. Good point.
Oh, that is
true. I mean, what what she's doing is really unbelievable. She's going to win. And then we're going to have the Sean Was Always Right segment afterwards.
Oh, okay.
And it'll be great.
Yeah.
Number two.
Yeah, that's a short
number
segment.
10% will be given off at the Elmhurst Cigar House for anybody that mentions Jeannie Ives and a free cup of coffee that may or may not have my finger in it.
I'm running
Number
right
three,
over.
do not mention March Madness, Prof. Are you nuts? These are the worst days of the year for me. I have to try and avoid the squeaky sneakers and everybody, oh, it was so close. It's moronic. I don't like watching my kids in sports, let alone strangers. These are the dumbest days of the year.
I'm going to have to check your man card.
I know.
That's weird. I am obsessed with March
Sean, you should call my friends at Low T Center. They got a lab down there at Michigan Avenue.
10% off if you mention Prof.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Sean. Appreciate that.
What person on this planet doesn't like the NCAA tournament?
Sean hates everything and everyone. I mean, that's just it. You know,
it's just he doesn't have many manly characteristics. He doesn't like sports.
Or
He's made that very clear.
Yeah.
He didn't want to talk about the Super Bowl one time when he was filling in for you, and I just went, well, who are you?
He has to buy friends by giving them 10% off cigars and a free cup of coffee at Elmer Cigar House.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Stormy Daniels' attorney made a head-turning headline this morning on Morning Joe. Whew. But first, here's your forecast. Today, it's going to be colder with partly sunny skies, some high clouds right now. We're only going to get in the mid to upper 30s today, so that's pretty bad. And tonight, we're going to have rain that probably will turn into sleet, so watch for icy spots out there. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday for the St. Patrick's Day Parade, it's going to be cloudy with some sun, a high of 46. And for Sunday, partly sunny, just a gorgeous day, a high in the mid to upper 50s. So that'll be nice. Let's now go into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Tellamcmonte.
All right, thanks, Amy. Good morning. Good morning, Dan. For St. Patrick's Day, that parade starts at noon on Columbus, downtown Chicago. The river dyeing happens before that. There are also some parades in Tinley Park on Sunday, and then Saturday parades, Lakeville, McHenry, and Palatine, plus in Crown Point. Right now, looking to the north in Wadsworth, got a fire reported. A building affecting the area of around 41 and 173. It's a lot of room for responders. The Edens Expressway is delay-free. Kennedy inbound. A crash at Irving Park on the right shoulder. 45 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 29. Eisenhower, 46 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 32. Stevenson, 56 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. It's fine outbound. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to the Loop. Northbound Tri-State, bottled up 111th to the 83rd Street toll. There was an earlier crash. And the Reagan Tollway westbound is heavy approaching Washington. Crash in the right lane. I'm Jim Tellamcmonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Ever hire a plumber at an odd time for an emergency? The hourly rate could send you into cardiac arrest. It'd be nice to have someone on call 24/7 for those once every few year emergencies, but probably not necessary. Now, your business is IT? That's a completely different story. The potential for problems if your IT system isn't properly maintained could be more than those once every few year plumbing backups. For peace of mind, turn to Turnkey IT. Their monthly support contracts will keep your business's computer systems online and running well. No more waiting for an hourly IT tech to get back to you and charging you an enormous after-hours rate. The certified pros at Turnkey will keep your business's computer system online with unlimited on-site and remote support. And for a limited time, you can save up to $500 a month on a support contract, plus unlimited cloud backup at no cost. Get the secure feeling your business backbone is supported by Turnkey IT.
Leave the technical stuff to the pros so you can focus on the important things. Visit turnkey.pro today. Turnkey.pro.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Liberal Erica Harold can't be trusted to protect our children. An NBC5 Chicago investigation revealed that, quote, Erica Harold said that she would place a child in the care of known child abusers. That's right.
Harold chose the child abusers.
Illinois families can't trust Erica Harold to be our next Attorney General. Child abuse is wrong, and Erica Harold is wrong. Our children and our state deserve better than Erica Harold.
Paid for by Citizens for Gary Grasso.
What's the big deal in retirement?
The big deal in retirement is income.
Bill Geiger can help you create it. Listen to Grow My Retirement, Saturday afternoons at 2 with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth Management. Bill translates today's complex retirement issues into easy-to-understand steps to help you create a retirement income you can't outlive.
The big deal is how are you going to pay your bills?
Grow My Retirement, Saturday afternoons at 2 here on AM 560. The Answer.
Napa Know-How. Hey, I'm Chase Elliott, driver of the number 9 Napa Chevy. Here to tell you that when you spend $25 at Napa this month, you'll get a free number 9 Napa racing cap. So whether you're a fan of drivers with fast cars or just a fan of keeping the sun out of your eyes, you'll get a free number 9 racing cap just for spending $25 at Napa. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How. Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 3/31/18.
At CVS Pharmacy at Target, we put a little extra heart into everything we do, like actively looking to save you money. Generics, 90-day refills, even rewards. Get a $5 Target coupon for every 10 prescriptions. On your next Target run, stop by CVS Pharmacy. We're the place with the big heart. Not valid on all prescriptions, including those purchased in Arkansas, New Jersey, or New York. Other restrictions apply. See cvs.com/extracare-target or the pharmacy for details. CVS Pharmacy at Target. Health is everything.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Washington is full of career politicians. It's time we put everyday Americans back in charge of your government. I'm Dr. Suppan Shah. My parents immigrated here with nothing in their pockets. They worked tirelessly to give me the American dream. Now, as a physician and successful entrepreneur, I'm running for Congress to bring real-world experience to Washington. I will heal our broken healthcare system, bring jobs back to the 10th District, and then term limit myself and get out of the way for the next citizen legislator. I knew it would be difficult taking on the entrenched politicians. The insiders have come after me with everything they've got, even lying to scare you from voting for the only outsider and the only candidate born right here in the 10th District. Here's the choice you have: more of the same or a new path. You can vote for politics as usual or for common sense and real-world experience. Republicans, the choice is yours. I'm Dr. Suppan Shah. I approve this message, and I humbly ask for your vote so I can bring common sense back to Washington. Learn more at drshawforcongress.com.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jerry Kerrigan, one of the owners of F.J. Kerrigan Plumbing Company, a third-generation family-run business. Our trusted longtime accountant referred us to Signature Bank, and we've never been happier. On one of our first meetings, Signature Bank CEO Mick O'Rourke said, "You worry about running the business, and we'll take care of everything else." Since that initial meeting, Signature Bank has lived up to every promise they've made. The decision-making is local, the staff is consistent, and the service is outstanding. F.J. Kerrigan Plumbing understands the value of long-term customer relationships, and we plan to be a customer of Signature Bank for a long time to come.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
Black Mirror is here, Amy, as William Gibson said. The future is here. It's just unevenly distributed. There's a company that promises to preserve your brain and upload it. They've got a chemical solution that can keep your body intact for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. As a statue of frozen glass, the idea that someday in the future, scientists will scan your bricked brain and turn it into a computer simulation. That way, someone a lot like you, though not exactly like you, or not exactly you, will live again in a data server somewhere.
Why would anybody want to do that?
I've already signed up. We'll ask Steve Cortez about it at 8:38.
But now let's go into the newsroom. Here's a very much alive Mike Scott.
29 for today. 29 degrees, cloudy skies, winds northeast at 9. More than 1,000 in Vietnam this morning are marking the 50th anniversary of the My Lai Massacre, most notorious episode in modern U.S. military history. With talk of peace and cooperation in Vietnam this morning, not hatred. The U.S. is now one of Vietnam's top trading partners and investors, and the relations between the two are the strongest they have been since normalization in 1995. All 7 U.S. service members on board a helicopter that crashed in Iraq are dead. Military officials confirming The deaths from the Black Hawk helicopter that went down, the Pave Hawk helicopter. Florida police say 6 are now dead after Thursday's collapse of a pedestrian bridge near a university in Miami. Florida Governor Rick Scott.
What's going to happen is there will be a thorough investigation, and we will understand exactly what happened. It'll be a very transparent investigation, both at the local, federal, and state level. And if somebody's done anything wrong, they'll be held accountable.
Miami-Dade Police Department this morning says the accident killed 6, including one person who died at a nearby hospital. More women are accusing a Northwestern University journalism professor of misconduct. In a letter sent yesterday to the dean of the Medill School of Journalism, 19 students, alumni, and staff accuse Alec Klein of sexual harassment and bullying. 2 young children who went missing after their mother was killed in south suburban Markham are now safe. Police say an Amber Alert has been canceled after 3-year-old Lynn Roby and 2-year-old Jordan Washington were found, again, safe. An Army veteran with a green card who faces deportation because of a 2008 drug conviction has been denied U.S. citizenship. The decision by immigration officials means Miguel Perez Jr. can be deported to Mexico at any time. The sister of Stacey Peterson this morning claims Drew Peterson will face new charges. In a Facebook posting, Cassandra Kale says Illinois State Police and the Will County State's Attorney will charge Drew Peterson in the near future. Former Bolingbrook police officer is already serving 38 years for the murder of his third wife, Kathleen Savio. Bulls, winners over the Grizzlies, 111-110. Jets over the Blackhawks, 6-2. The news, a service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply at Staples. 8:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Pursue your passion with a degree from Aurora University online. Choose fully online programs in business, computer science, and more. To learn more, visit online.aurora.edu. The following is a paid political announcement.
For decades, our country has lived through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. Our factories were shuttered, our steel mills closed down, and our jobs were stolen away and shipped far away to other countries, some of which you've never even heard of.
And who's responsible for those lost jobs? Career politicians. Senator Joe Donnelly profited from Mexican labor, and Congressman Todd Rokita and Luke Messer, they voted to fast-track Obama's trade deals. Donnelly, Rokita, and Messer let Indiana jobs go to China and Mexico and sat on their hands. We can't trust them to bring good jobs back. Businessman Mike Braun, conservative, Christian. Mike Braun will help President Trump make America stronger than ever before.
I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
8:35. Let's get an update on the roads. The Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. The north in Wadsworth got a fire reported. The building at 41 and 173. South I-80 traffic is heavy eastbound from 80th Avenue, 183rd Street. Edens is clear. Kennedy inbound delays are from Montrose to Randolph. Mixed in is a crash at Irving Park. 2 right lanes are blocked. 45 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 35 from Montrose, same in the Express. Outbound 10 minutes to Montrose, 29 to the airport. On Eisenhower, delays start at St. Charles. 46 minutes, 390 to downtown. 32 from Manheim. Outbound 32 minutes, 390. On Stevenson, 56 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 5 to 34. The Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Outbound it's clear. I-57, Bishop Ford, all good. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, heavy Irving Park to Fullerton. Northbound from the Stevenson to Soldier Field. The only tollway delays are on the northbound Tri-State, 95th to 75th, and from the Reagan tollway to the Eisenhower. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Colder with a partial sunshine today, high 38. Cloudy overnight. We'll have a bit of rain, sleet, and then snow and ice As we approach morning tomorrow, 31 for a low. Clouds will give way to sun and a high of 46. Currently, we have 29 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 9. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
When you've got questions, he always has an answer. It's Sean Hannity this afternoon at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, so what about this? Would you subscribe to preserving your brain and uploading it for storage until scientists can someday download it and turn your brain into a computer simulation so that you'll sort of exist on a server somewhere into the future in perpetuity? This is like, I know it sounds like sci-fi, but you have Google futurists like Kurzweil and others that they're trying to live forever, put their brain in some kind of robotic form so that their gray matter lives on in perpetuity when the body fails.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro. Answer line 64636. Type in TA if you have a quick question or a comment. But the problem is, you have to give up your body to science before your own mortality. That's the problem, right?
Well, yeah, there is sort of a ghastly twist to this, as there often is when these Outer Limits episodes come to life. For Nectome's procedure to work, Nectome is the preserve your brain and upload it company. Mm-hmm. For the procedure to work, it's essential that the brain be fresh. Brain.
What's that from? Damn, brain.
You don't know that?
Come on. I'm working out.
Night of the Living Dead. When the zombies come for your brains.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh.
I try to stay away from horror films.
The company says it plans to connect people with terminal illnesses to a heart-lung machine in order to pump its mix of scientific embalming chemicals into the big carotid arteries in their necks while they're still alive.
That's ghoulish.
Won't that be grisly? The company also consulted with lawyers familiar with California's assisted suicide legislation, or assisted suicide law, which permits doctor-assisted suicide for terminal patients, and it believes its service will be legal. Nectome says the product is 100% fatal. Hooray!
Yay! So there's no chance of living.
This is why
congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. You're dead. But someday your brain will be on a server. So it's why we're uniquely situated among the Y Combinator companies, says Nectome. Wesley Smith writes a National Review about this, and he suggests people are paying good money to get on the euthanasia by brain freeze waiting list. For example, Sam Altman, a 32-year-old investor who is one of the creators of this Y Combinator program, Altman tells MIT Technology Review he's pretty sure minds will be digitized in his lifetime. I assume my brain will be uploaded to the cloud, says 32-year-old Sam Altman. Oh. Wesley Smith's response is, no, Mr. Altman, you will be dead. Whatever program is in the cloud won't be you, and you will be oblivious wherever you are, if you are. We in the West have the richest and most productive lives of any time in history, and yet the best off among us are apparently terrified. He suggests that this story points cultural anthropologists to a rich vein of potential research about how cultural and material thriving breed desperation. That's what he essentially calls the great terrors of our day, death and suffering being combined into a sales pitch by a company promising to kill you by freezing your brain. That's what.
How much do they charge?
Here. Let's see.
And you could get this for the low cost of $999.99.
Act now.
And you can get your spouse in for free. Bonus.
The waiting list for a deposit of $10,000, fully refundable if you change your mind, if you're still in possession of it. All right. Joe in Hoffman Estates, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
I have had this done to me. It has worked out quite well. Air 404.
Okay,
Thank
Joe.
you,
Well,
Joe,
it's
for
nice,
calling.
nice
You
to have
sound like a conehead.
nice
from
to have a
Saturday Night
testimonial.
Live. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a survivor.
Yeah.
I wonder how old he is.
I'll tell you, if
I don't know. So
it works as good as it worked for Joe and Hoffman Estates,
would
maybe.
you do it? Would you do it?
No. I can't wait to leave.
Oh,
Ralph and Rantoul, you're on Chicago's Morning
I've
Answer.
got the perfect video for you when you do, though.
What's that?
That goodbye
good morning.
video that my iPhone automatically made of you.
Oh, yeah.
Like in remembrance
Yeah,
of Dan Proft.
yeah.
Do you know that's gotten almost 2,000 hits on my Facebook page, which I
That's-
never even checked?
Well, that's people wishing I was dead. Here's the thing. Just sorry to interrupt, Ralph, but that's nice. Just so you guys know,
Your show.
Amy does have in the can the Remembering Dan Proft retrospective.
I do.
It's quite good.
It's
I
from
enjoyed
our
it. I'm-
time here and me giving you red Fireball and different gifts along the way.
It was really a pleasurable walk down memory lane. I'm glad I got to experience it before my passing. All right, Ralph and Rantoul.
Hey, well, two questions. Number one, can you get some idea before you do it what it feels like just by eating ice cream real fast, right? And number two, Ted Williams had his whole head frozen
Yeah,
in
true.
a bowl of liquid nitrogen or something. And unlike Ted out in the field, his head's been dropped a couple of times and cracked. So what are they going to do for data integrity, or data head integrity?
These are all great questions, Ralph. Thanks for calling. By the way, just in terms of the getting a feel for it, I should note that while you're being hooked up to a heart-lung machine to pump a mix of scientific embalming chemicals into your carotid arteries,
Yes.
while you're alive, they do provide general anesthesia.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Well,
isn't that a nice little perk?
Yeah. It's sort of like a spa day, but it's your last spa day. Yeah, so it's just interesting. Robots have rights, maybe. Rights are being granted because people with rights care enough about those without them. That caring can be misguided, it can be humble, it can change on a whim, but if we care, then it matters. That's how the bots will get their rights. This is why slavery was abolished, why U.S. states endured coverture, the practice of granting a woman's rights to her husband, and why the law eventually prevented us from selling our children. Should robots have rights, because we're all going to become robots if Nectome has its way? You haven't seen Westworld, have you?
I saw Waterworld.
The Kevin Costner movie?
It's awful.
It's not the same.
He doesn't look good with that hairdo.
Yeah.
With the
Have you seen anything since 1989?
I saw The Shape of Water.
Sure. Okay. All right. I see what your interests are for your theater-going experience. You get your Waterworld, you get your Shape of Water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Westworld, there's not as much water.
Oh, what's
Titanic, I assume.
I saw, of course. Here now, Jack. I love you, Jack. Come back.
All right. Well,
Where'd you go?
Okay. No, I got it.
You got it?
We all saw it. We get it.
Okay.
We know.
Did you see the Titanic?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you go on a date?
No.
Did you go by yourself?
I did.
Bought yourself some popcorn and
I
a
did.
pop? Sat down there?
And I just cried and cried and
Oh.
cried.
Where's it? Ready? Oh, this music's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the lyrics.
That's the
Speaking of
best part of the
romance,
song, actually.
But speaking of romance, we can't leave without mentioning this.
Mentioning what?
Vanessa Trump has officially filed for divorce from Donald Trump Jr.
Well, she can marry a robot now because, again, according to this psychologist named Thomas Hills, we're going to come to empathize with robots and grant them rights. I've lost control, haven't I? Robert in Gary, Indiana. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
And then you took the music down while I was
Yeah, I've got
singing.
two ideas. The first one would be send these bots to Mars instead of humans, and they'd last forever, and they can send back the information.
Mm.
And the second, if it didn't work, you know about head cheese.
Head cheese. Oh, come on. It's disgusting. Funny,
Robert,
but
yeah.
disgusting.
Well, the other thing about that is I want that humans that want to go to Mars to go to Mars.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
I could think of some people I'd like to ship to Mars.
I could as well.
You want to play that game, Dan? 312-642-5600.
I could think of some people that I'd like to ship to Nectome for their spa day. Mike and Bartlett.
Hey, good morning, Dan and Amy. I just had a real quick question. Is this a ploy to manufacture more liberals?
I think it's to keep the existing liberals, the Champagne Socialists, alive.
Can they still vote while they're
Thanks
dead?
for the call, Mike.
Or while they're in that state of whatever they're in?
Well, I mean, if they're in Cook County,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
You don't lose your voting rights in Cook County just because you die. You know that.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Forecast for this very big and very busy St. Patrick's Day weekend.
By the way, text from 847, just a little.
Wait, we have a text from 847.
Yeah, it's breaking news. The best way to watch Titanic?
Oh.
In a cold bath.
Oh.
I mean, you really want to feel what Jack was feeling.
Jack! Today, we're going to have some partly sunny skies. It will peek out of those clouds at some point in time. But brisk, 33 at O'Hare right now, going up to a high only of 38. Tonight, we'll have clouds with a bit of rain that could turn into sleet. So watch out if you're traveling. Saturday, St. Patrick's Day, the big parade on Columbus Avenue, which starts at noon. You're going to have clouds, some sun, a high of 46. But on Sunday's the nicest day of the weekend. Partly sunny, warm, a high of the mid to upper 50s. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Amy and Dan. What would St. Patrick say about all that? Hold on. Hope you all have a great St. Patrick's Day weekend. Right now, on the inbound Kennedy, it's heavy from Montrose to Randolph. There was a crash at Irving Park. It's now out of the way. All lanes are open. But it's 52 minutes, so O'Hare to downtown takes a little longer than that in the express lanes. Outbound is 23 minutes downtown to the airport. Edens is all clear. The Eisenhower's 49 minutes, 390 to downtown, 35 from Manheim. Outbound 30 minutes to 390. Stevenson 55 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound fine at 34. Ryan 32 minutes, 95 to downtown. I-57, Bishop Ford, all good. Northbound Tri-State still slow. Archer to 75th, and from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower, the other tollways are fine. Northwest Indiana, trouble-free. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Picture your son in 10 years. What kind of man do you hope to see? I know you want your son to be a man of character. So I urge you to consider Northridge Prep, the #1 all-boys school in Illinois for 2 years running. Don't miss their open house on March 25th. I was just there, spoke at their career day, and it's rare when somebody, particularly a teenager, can go back and forth with me about G.K. Chesterton. Just to give you a little insight into the kind of intellects that are being developed at Northridge Prep. It's impressive stuff. Northridge Prep is an independent Catholic school for boys in grades 6 through 12 located in Niles. No brainwashing that's prevalent elsewhere. They instill the traditional values that you hold as parents. Northridge Prep is all boys with an all-male faculty. They celebrate your son's natural enthusiasm and energy. It's a good place to be a boy. Every teacher is a great role model who get to the hearts of their students. Their demanding liberal arts curriculum produces well-rounded men with the ability to think for themselves. Grads go on to the best universities, including the Ivy League, and have top athletics and arts programs. I strongly encourage you to attend Northridge Prep's open house March 25th. To learn more, visit northridgeprep.org. That's northridgeprep.org. Picture your son in 10 years. What kind of man do you hope to picture your son in 10?
Come on, third time. Come on.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Are you proud of the job Bruce Rauner has done? An income tax hike, property tax spikes, sanctuary state, radical left social policies. Are you proud of the campaign Bruce Rauner has run? Telling lies about me, refuted by conservative leaders and even the media. We don't have to settle for Rauner's betrayals. Let's be proud of our party again so we can restore pride in Illinois. Don't be afraid to make a change. If you want a conservative governor, vote for her. I'm Jeannie Ives. I'm asking for your vote.
Paid for by Ives for Illinois.
Want to refresh your wardrobe and home? Get to Kohl's Friends and Family Sale and take an extra 20% off with promo code FRIEND. With an extra 20% off, LC Lauren Conrad floral tops are just $23.99. Jumping Beans tees are only $6.40. And a KitchenAid Artisan stand mixer is $299.99. And you'll get $60 Kohl's Cash. A spring refresh for the family, Kohl's Cash for you. Right now at Kohl's. Select styles. Offers valid March 14th through 18th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because of my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Shoot Point Blank is Chicago's leading shooting range and firearms store. Featuring 20 climate-controlled shooting lanes, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Whether you're a new or expert shooter, now you can experience the Shoot Point Blank difference and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I can tell you, I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
My wife and I had a wonderful experience. We felt very comfortable and informed.
Brett was very friendly and respectful, and he answered all my questions. Because I'm new to pistols, I'm grateful he was patient and helped me decide what to buy for my new firearm.
For a huge selection of new and used firearms, ammo, and state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, visit them in Hodgkins, Mokina, Naperville, or Merrillville. Or check out shootpointblank.com. Experience the difference. Shoot Point Blank.
Can you feel it? Spring is in the air. Time to get out of hibernation mode and get organized for warm weather projects. Come on, you can do it. A spring clean of your business or farm is just what you need to be ready for sunshine. And StoreLock can help. It's the best tool cabinet you'll ever buy and 100% made in the USA in Kankakee with a 55-year guarantee from top to bottom. StoreLock is a modular, durable storage system with dividers, liners, and layouts all made to order exactly how you want it. Each drawer holds up to 400 pounds and is powder coated in-house with any color you want. It's fully assembled when it ships, so you'll get organized fast. StoreLock can handle any size room or facility. They can do systems for airline hangars to fire departments to modular workstations for your shop. Anywhere you need quality storage that will last a lifetime at a factory direct price. Get organized today. Call Mike the owner personally at 1-800-STORLOC. That's 1-800-STORLOC. And check out StoreLock.com for upcoming events.
Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
Oh my gosh, no. Insomnia, please, not tonight. I've got a busy day tomorrow.
Ooh, what's that sound? Wow, sounds like your partner is sound asleep. You must be jealous.
Yes.
Too bad. Come on, let's go to the kitchen. Yes, you have ice cream and cookies. Eat all of it.
Insomnia, please, leave me alone.
No. Who is that? Check your phone. Ooh, scroll through social media. Check the news.
That's it. I'm taking Calitrin, so you will finally leave me alone for good.
Wait, no, not Calitrin. I'm sorry.
Too late.
No, please, no.
Finally, sleep.
Calitrin, the #1 choice for healthy weight loss that not only works while you sleep, it helps you sleep.
I really enjoy taking Calitrin because it definitely helps me with my sleeping. I have lost approximately 10 pounds, and I am very pleased with the results.
My name is Marcia, and my husband and I both take Calitrin to sleep better at night and for to help on his weight.
Check us out at toploss.com or call 1-833-TOP-LOSS.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, we got a lot of people want to comment on head cheese, of course. It's,
That is so gross.
Rivian.
Have you ever eaten head cheese? Is it?
Neil in Elmwood Park.
Yeah, you stole my thunder, Dan. I mean, who do you know anybody that looks at that cheese and says, I could use that? I mean, Maron, who consumes that?
Malron, okay. He just proved he's from Elmwood Park. Thanks for the call, Neil. Appreciate that.
Have you heard?
Have I heard about Peaches and Herb, that dynamic duo? I have heard about them.
The big reunion between the family in Kansas City and their dog, Urko. He's the German Shepherd who was accidentally sent thousands of miles away to Japan.
Yeah.
Well, the reunion was great.
I'm just glad he's okay, and he seems to be in good spirits and happy. So that's all I care about right now. Just glad he's home.
Yeah, he's home. And, they were worried he was accidentally shipped there, didn't have food or water for 16 hours. They wanted him to fly home in the cabin of the plane, but he's not a service dog, and he couldn't do it. So guess how they got him home? It was a costly mistake. They flew him on a private jet.
We found out yesterday that he was going to be flying on a private jet just by himself because I guess there were some problems flying in the cabin. So we're just glad he's back.
Only way to fly.
Yeah, I was doing some research. It costs about $139,000 to fly somebody from Japan to Kansas City
Not if
on a private jet.
Not if you own the plane.
Yeah,
well. Because it's United.
Oh, it's
right?
United Jet
They
Service.
have their own.
Their own
they have
plane.
their own plane. But it's an expensive mistake, nonetheless. And by the way, Mom was on with Chris Cuomo this morning,
Yes,
and
she
after they
was.
got done emoting back and forth, the question: are you going to file suit against United Airlines? Haven't made that determination yet.
No, her husband's still on his work trip, and when my husband gets home, we're going to discuss because, they had 2 nights of no sleep.
Yeah.
But the dog's fine. They took the dog to the vet, and 10-year-old German Shepherd's fine.
That's good, and look forward to a forthcoming lawsuit filed by the family against United Airlines.
Thanks so much for making us part of your morning. Thanks to our technical producer, Justin Kosick, our associate producer, Quinn McCarthy, and Keith Conrad, of course, our executive producer. We are back here bright and early on Monday morning, and you can listen to